Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. And tonight's matchup in the 4A bracket, Grimsley taking on Cardinal Gibbons. Hi, everybody. I'm Patrick Johnson. Jay Sunholder alongside. We'll hear from Aaron Summers coming up in just a little bit as we welcome you into Kenan Stadium. These are two athletic programs that are steeped in tradition. However, one of them tonight's going to win their first football championship. It's an excellent matchup, and these teams have had a terrific season, respectively, Jay.
Yeah, Patrick, both teams have had different routes to get to this point. Cardinal Gibbons has blown through the playoffs, where Grimsley has had some tougher matchups, adversity they face. But what an opportunity here tonight to get that championship trophy.
All right, Jay, let's look at our players to watch. Who do you have for us in your spotlight?
Travis Shaw, the All-American candidate. He's only a junior, but you see it there. 6'6", 330 pounds. But it's his quickness that really separates him. He's being recruited by Alabama, Clemson, Georgia. Anyone else, you name it, they want him. He's got the outstanding technique on the defensive line. He's going to play on the edge of the 3-4 defense tonight, but we'll see his leadership ability as well really take over. And Brock Beestick on the other side for Cardinal Gibbons. He's been so good this season. He's a versatile athlete. He's going to play wide receiver, running back. We may even see him line up as a Wildcat quarterback. Stephen Wright is going to move him in different spots in the formation to try to give him one-on-one matchups. He's committed to Georgetown, and he's got a bright future here tonight, but also moving forward into next season.
Our keys to the game with the Ingles. Food for thought.
Well, it's going to be so important for Grimsley in the special teams area to start off their drives with good field position, win in the kicking assignments as well. That's been the focus this week. And then on the defensive line, they want to make sure they stay in their gaps and there's no missed assignments. On the other side, Gibbons has to win the turnover battle. Stephen Wright's really been focusing on that aspect with his team this week. And then they want to excel in the running game, setting up the play action pass and also giving them good opportunities on second and third down through the air.
Food for thought brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Let's go downstairs to Aaron Summers. She has more on the matchup.
Thanks, Patrick. After playing in the 2019 state championship game, Cardinal Gibbons is back with 30 seniors who have not only experience playing on this stage, but here at Kenan Stadium. Head coach Stephen Wright said that is a huge advantage. These players have not only experienced it, they know how to handle it, and they're hungry for more. As for Grimsley, they ended their 2019 season in the semifinals. Coach Darryl Brown said he had players there the next day ready to work in anticipation of the 2020-21 season. They're ready for that championship. However, like it's been all season, they have to go 1-0 this week first. Patrick?
Aaron, we appreciate it. Off and on showers throughout the day, but it's a gorgeous evening for football. Grimsley, Cardinal Gibbons, the kickoff from Kenan when we return.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in North Carolina, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Hey, honey, you have time to work on the shower tomorrow?
Hey, we're still on for Saturday, right?
Hello.
Thanks, folks. You heard it right here. West Shore Home is the fast, stress-free solution. Call the number on your screen right now. Take advantage of that great...
I'm an apple tree kid.
I was an apple tree kid. Now I'm an apple tree parent.
At Apple Tree Daycare, we've kept our commitment as a leading child care provider and learning community since 1990.
Our five-star facilities provide safe and educational spaces for your child. We keep germs away with zonal sanitation stations, and our degree teachers deliver Life Cubby daily reports to parents. We offer track in, track out, summer camp, and pre-K classes.
4 5-star locations, serving Southeast Raleigh for 30 years.
Hello. I'm the new guy. Tell me about this epic stuffed crust pizza.
It's made with fresh, never frozen dough, hand-stuffed with cheese.
Good job. All right, you called me. It is me.
I knew it was you.
Let me hear you say epic stuffed crust.
Epic stuffed crust!
We're told 5,500 is what they're letting into Kenan Stadium for the championship. We're also told there's not a single ticket available. The only way you're seeing this matchup in the 4A state championship is right here. We appreciate you joining us, Patrick Johnson, Jason Alder, Aaron Summers, and our entire crew. Jay Gibbons wins the toss. They're going to receive. Thoughts on that?
Well, and Cardinal Gibbons has been aggressive with their play calling all season. Stephen Wright really likes his personnel on that side of the ball, and this is an aggressive team. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them take some early shots and test out the secondary of Grimsley.
There's Stephen Wright in his 10th year looking for his 99th win at Cardinal Gibbons tonight. It would bring the Crusader program their first football championship. On the other side, Darryl Brown. He came to a program that had won just 20 games over the previous 9 seasons before he arrived. And after back-to-back 4-7 campaigns, he has built a state championship contender at Grimsley.
He has. He's done an outstanding job developing the talent on both sides of the ball. He's got so much young players that are going to have bright futures, but he's got veteran leadership as well. And this season, they've really put it all together to get to this point.
Gibbons is going to have Ian Evans back along with Maverick Shotwell. It's going to be a short kick that'll be taken out across the 35-yard line. Our kickoff for the Pitt County Health Department. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. So Connor Clark, the sophomore, completing 63% of his passes this season, 1,339 yards and 17 touchdowns. He'll lead out a Crusader offense that's scoring over 41 per night.
And he's really developed throughout the season. He's gotten so much better, progressed. He's really reading the whole field at a high level, getting his playmakers involved. But he's a guy with that strong arm. He's going to be able to test the secondary here tonight.
6'6", 215 pounds. He'll operate out of a pistol formation. And on play action, completes a pass downfield, or did he? Reception made. And it'll actually be incomplete, 2nd and 10. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for West Shore Home. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. We told you about Clark. Jay previewed B-Stick early on. And they're going with 4 receivers rather than with a tight end to start the game here on 2nd and 10. From the 36-yard line. And taking it ahead is Donovan Shepard. He was splitting time at running back with senior Jackson Fetterman until Fetterman got injured earlier in the year, and Shepard has really come on for the Crusaders. Defensively, West Shore Home, starting lineup for Grimsley. Shaw, and on the other side, the defensive end is excellent as well. He'd probably be the best player for any other team that Travis Shaw does not play on, and that's Tamori Thompson.
He's being recruited by Appalachian State, UNC Charlotte, Coastal Carolina, and Georgia State. So a lot of talent from both defensive end spots.
After a gain of 4 on 3rd down, they throw it incomplete. And Cardinal Gibbons is going to have to punt 3 and out as the Whirly's defense forces another 3 and out this year. That's become commonplace for Grimsley this season.
And the thing with this defense that makes them so tough is they can get pressure with their 3 guys up front, so they can drop everyone else back in coverage and passing situations, and they trust that Shaw and Thompson are going to get to the quarterback. It's going to be so important for the Gibbons offensive line to hold up tonight.
So the punt upcoming, and Tyson Resper back to return it. Off the side of the foot and out of bounds. We'll see where they walk this one back to. Well, they keep moving up the sideline. And that'll be a 20-yard punt. Wow. So excellent field position for the Whirlies to start here. They're in their second ever state championship game as a program. They made it back in 2005. And they'll operate from their own 40-yard line. This is a Grimsley offense that likes to air it out. Alonzo Barnett is their quarterback. 64%, 125 out of 196. Only 3 interceptions this year and over 1,700 yards and 22 scores. He's averaging $191 a game. Now with the shotgun, they'll fake the handoff, and he'll make it a 6-yard pickup on first down. Barnett can hurt you with his legs, too. West Shore Home starting lineup. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Barnett has 4 excellent receivers, and Albright, his tight end, who's got lineage to this campus here, he's also a good one. Slant, caught, spinning free is Albright, and Lawson Albright going to have a first down as he'll take it into Crusader territory ahead to the 41-yard line.
And already we see the zone read concept coming into play. That was an RPO with a nice move by Albright to get open.
Jay, you've been impressed with this defense. We see the starters there.
Yeah, and that's been the biggest difference in Cardinal Gibbons the past couple of years, especially this year, is the defense's ability to get pressure but really come on strong here. And at all 3 levels, there's talent at each different level because of the speed of this defense.
NC 529 first down with the NC 529 plan. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. First and 10, nothing doing this time.
Oh, and this is just good team defense. Look at the hats for Cardinal Gibbons flowing over to the football. Carter Skiers coming over, the junior linebacker, making the play.
Nick Drew, the defensive coordinator, they all talked very highly of the junior linebacker Skiers this week. He came in with 47 tackles and 11 tackles for loss, had an 8-tackle game against Richmond County in their playoff win. Opening drive for Grimsley, and a pass delivered out of the 35-yard line as defenders surround. That's Christian Tutu, his 25th catch.
That was an interesting look by the Gibbons defense there. You saw the line of scrimmage really get loaded up. They brought the blitz. Barnett read it and got rid of the ball quickly. So it's not a hitch route. You see that ball kind of bounce out there. Good job recovering it.
Jay, Alonzo Barnett is as savvy a quarterback as you're going to find in the state of North Carolina.
He is. I mean, he can do it with his legs as well. So far, we've seen the strong arm and his ability to kind of diagnose the coverage, but he's the guy that's dangerous out on the edges.
Calls his own number here. Barnett spins ahead. Ball on the turf. Gibbons says they have it. Barnett was trying to spin ahead for extra yardage following the first down. The officials confer. They're going to say he was down.
We'll see here, zone read. Barnett read the defensive end crashing down. We'll see here. Ooh, that ball pop out. Now, was his leg down? It looked like it was on a Gibbons defender there.
So a tough break for the Crusaders of Coach Wright. And the official over with an explanation of what happened there. Pickup of 6. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 upcoming. Stephen Wright has done a fantastic job. Took over a decade ago for Henry Trevathian. And speaking of fantastic jobs, you saw Coach Brown there. Good coaching matchup here. You're talking about 2 coaches, Jay, that really run their programs like CEOs. They don't call plays. They're not coordinating either side of the ball. They're kind of managing and coaching and working with all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, it's amazing, Patrick. You know, when we talk to these coaches throughout the week in preparation for the game, and you kind of hear the backstory on their teams, and you just get to know the relationships they have with the players and kind of get their feel for what they like to do schematically. And, you know, after talking to both of these coaches, as we see here, the measurement, but after talking to both of these coaches, you really realize These are two of the top coaches in the state, and you can see why their programs have been dominant.
First down for the NC Department of Health and Human Services. You have a spot, take your shot. Fresh set of downs for the Whirlies here. With these teams involved in thrilling championship games in the regional final last week. Ball on the turf this time. It's going to be a no-doubter. It is recovered by Gibbons, and coming away with the turnover and the football there is Jake Ladd.
This is the third time we've seen the ball on the ground for Grimsley. And Jake Ladd, number 44 up the middle. You see the little move there, the swim move, and then seeing the ball on the ground, immediately hops on it. And he's been so good this season, anchoring the interior of that defensive line. And Cardinal Gibbons' focus this week was the turnover battle. Stephen Wright talked about it with us during the week, and Jake Ladd coming up with a huge play on the defensive side for his team.
Well, that looked like a case, too, where Melton, his running back, really caused that turnover. He collided with it. There's a throw, ball in the air, will fall harmlessly to the turf. So Connor Clark coming up empty on that throw. Williams there defensively. Khalil Williams, 6'3", 180-pound senior. Jay, you don't see a ton of corners at the high school level, even at the 4A level, that are 6'3", 180.
I mean, that's what you want in the NFL, let alone college or high school. I mean, with the length, the size, and the quickness, that's exactly what you want in a prospect.
Clark has opened 0 for 3. Throwing the football. Grimsley says movement up front from Gibbons.
Approach. Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's Tank Mason, the nose tackle. So the first Grimsley penalty of the night. Just a look for Connor Clark here. Donovan Shepard with some room. Donovan Shepard exploding into Whirley's territory. He'll have a first down on a scamper of 15.
Shepard has had a really good season. Look at the blocking up front. Number 8 and number 71. That's an outstanding job by Jake Taylor and Gabe Militello, clearing the path for Shepard. And then once he saw that hole, he immediately hit it. 2nd and 5 after that penalty, you pick it up. That's a good job of execution and winning at the line of scrimmage.
Department of Health and Human Services bringing you that first down. You have a spot, take your shot after the 25-yard gain. Gibbons going quickly, very little there. And Shepard, who comes into tonight's game with nearly 750 yards rushing, was up a little gimpy. He had 133 yards, a season high last week in the regional final win where they had to rally to beat Newburgh.
He really came through in that ball game. In the first half, they didn't get things going, but then the second half, he really took off. Shepard was the catalyst.
20 yards early for Shepard. Clark with time and just overshot his receiver. Wanted the tight end Taylor, who he spotted earlier. And Jay, we talked about Gibbons back in this game after losing to East Forsyth a year ago, but here they are with a lot of the same personnel, but Connor Clark is a sophomore, and he looks a little nervous early.
Well, and here early on, just the impact this game has, what's on the line. You kind of have to feel your way through this first quarter here, but Clark has the talent. They just got to get in sync.
Long pass, incomplete. And good defense played there by Grimsley. Jake Fortney, who got the start here tonight, could not bring it down. So a bit of a rough start offensively for Gibbons. They come in averaging over 386 yards per game, and they're going to punt for the second time. Grimsley's hoping this is going to be a better effort on this go-around for Gray Carter, the senior. Carter angling it. It will again sail out of bounds. Inside of 7 minutes to go, a stalemate between these two in the 4AA championship game. It's presented by West Shore Home.
All right, guys, no insurance talk on beach day.
I'm down.
Yes, please.
Don't get me wrong, I love my RV, but insuring it is such a hassle.
Same with my boat. The insurance bills are through the roof.
Be cool.
I wish I could group my insurance stuff. Like the house, the car, the RV.
Like a cluster, an insurance cluster.
Yeah, I doubt that exists.
The bundle! It's a bundle and it saves you money! Hi, I'm Flo from Progressive and I couldn't help it over here.
Super fun beach day, everybody.
Go online. Go in store. At Rooms to Go, you can try before you buy or buy without ever leaving home. You can go living rooms, go dining rooms, go bedrooms. Plus, get free doorway delivery on the furniture you love. And always for the lowest price. That's Rooms to Go. Go style, go savings, go today. Rooms to Go. Let's go.
Well, we talked about how good these defenses are, and so far the offenses just trying to feel one another out.
Yeah, and these defenses, you see the team speed early on. It's going to be a tough night for the offenses to get into rhythm. And it's going to be a challenge for the play callers on both sides.
Well, whoever can seemingly establish something on the ground might be able to get an early advantage here, but it is very tough sledding, especially when you're dealing with Shaw and those big physical and athletic defensive linemen up front for Grimsley. First time that Melton has carried the football, and Melton is run out of bounds. Good pursuit. Will Mason was there defensively.
Melton's a really talented player for Grimsley. 9 touchdowns on the season. You see him get to the outside here. Again, zone read. And then Gibbons just closed so fast. 4 defenders over there to force Melton out of bounds. But that's what you're looking for if you're a defensive coordinator, is your team swarming in packs and hustling to the football.
Will Mason, a junior. Barnett is hit on his first 2, but this time he's going to be sacked back to the 5. Nicely done.
Right up the middle.
Monaco credit for the sack there, and he's playing in a state championship game again. 5 sacks for him this year, coming off a season-high 11 tackle game against New Bern.
Yeah, Patrick, it all started right up the middle. Monaco really just closing things up, taking on the blockers, and then the outside pressure came through as well, getting back there. Donovan Dozier as well. But this defensive line winning and now forcing a 3rd and long situation.
Aaron Summers on this Cardinal Gibbons defense.
Crusaders head coach Stephen Wright said that the defense takes on the complete personality of the defensive coordinator, Nick Drew. He just has such an attention to detail and brings so much energy, it's contagious. Coach Wright said the players have bought into what Coach Drew's trying to do, his approach to preparation, outworking and out-preparing your opponent. Patrick?
Aaron, thanks a lot. And we have a player shaken up a little bit for Grimsley. So the medical staff out to take a look at him. Jay, a lot of excitement from both these sides, and early on the fans have been treated to some pretty defensive-minded football. More of Sonny's thoughts on that and more action from Chapel Hill after we return.
If someone puts you on to a Mickey D's breakfast sandwich, it's only proper to get them one in return. Hey, that's the rule. Try a sausage McMuffin with egg. Savory hot sausage, melty American cheese, and a freshly cracked egg, all on a toasted English muffin. Just $2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You've been in an accident. It's time to call Riddle & Brantley. We've recovered millions of dollars for car accident victims. Don't settle for the insurance company's low offer. Call us today. No upfront cost, free consultation, and no fee unless we win. Riddle & Brantley, when justice counts.
Sophomore lineman Henry Harden was the injured player. He came off. So we'll get an update on him, make sure that he's going to be okay. Not quite midway through this first quarter. Both teams still trying to feel their way down. The Cardinal Gibbons defense has really come and answered the bell in this particular series there, because Grimsley opened the game moving the football but turned it over with a fumble. A lengthy 3rd and 21 here, and they stay on the ground and lose a yard. And again, up front, Caramanico, a 257-pound senior defensive lineman.
And Patrick, we talked earlier on in the ball game about the defense and how much better they are this season. And it all starts up front. Caramanico again taking over, winning the one-on-one blocking situation. And he's had an outstanding career, but he's really playing his best football here in his last campaign. And he's been a catalyst up front. And Stephen Wright has really been impressed with how much he's improved throughout this season.
Caramanico's got some interest to be a preferred walk-on at several D1 schools. What a punt that was. I'm going to blow it dead at the 45-yard line. That's a 40-yarder. And a great job to send that one out. That's going to be off the foot of senior Miles Goins, and that'll give Grimsley some better breathing room than they might have ended up having there. Wow, he really skied that one, 48 yards.
It's a nice job to flip the field position. You know, Gibbons here, they haven't gotten in the sync in the passing game. We've seen some different formations, 2 tight end sets, 11 personnel, where you split the wide receivers out. They're trying to change things up for this defensive line and give different looks, but they've got to find a way to attack through the air and complete some passes.
Now they're going to mark it at the 40. Still a 35-yard effort, but that does improve things for Gibbons as they'll start in Grimsley territory. A gain of 2 off the left side. It's Donovan Shepard again. He was splitting time, as we mentioned, with Fetterman earlier in the year. He tore his ACL, did Fetterman, 3 games into the season. Last year, Fetterman had rushed for over 360 yards and was on his way to having really a spectacular season with Shepard back there. But Coach Wright and their offensive coordinator, Bill Leedy, have been very impressed with the way Shepard has run the football since he's become the featured back. Connor to the air again, completes his first pass. And that'll be Beestick. They want to get him going. That's a way to do it with a short pass there, but he's going to actually lose a yard. We're going to have 3rd down back at the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 9.
And there in that formation, Beestick was lined up as a slot wide receiver out on the outside. So with Shepard in the ball game, again, this offense can be very versatile, but a big 3rd down situation coming up here. The offensive line has to protect.
Penalty marker comes in. Let's hear from Philip Spade, our referee tonight.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 75, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
A rare penalty for the Crusaders. That's the left tackle, the senior, James Caramanico, and he's headed for Division III Catholic to play football. And this time Grimsley, a little over anxious for Shaw.
Prior to the snap, encroachment. Defense. Number 2, it's a 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Travis Shaw had a monster evening in the Western Regional Final at the 4A level. They beat Butler, scoring the game winner with 14 seconds to go, 28-21. But Shaw finished that game with 15 tackles and 3 tackles for loss. The tackle's a season high. Ball is dropped at the 20. And a big lick laid on there for the Whirlies by Jordan Watkins. Evans was out there and had some room in front of him. And I think you could maybe give a little bit of credit there to Crawford, too, for getting a hand in.
Well, and that was a great route by Ian Evans, running that post route and then getting underneath the safety. A good job by him. In that secondary, once the ball hit Evans' hands, they were physical back there to dislodge the ball. And that was a good job again by the offensive line, giving Clark time to throw the ball. They just couldn't execute.
They're now 0 for 3 on third down. And this is going to be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still fourth down.
They might have also taken that to give a little more room to work with here for Carter. Over the head of Carter. And he's going to get knocked out of bounds. A big break for Grimsley on the fumbled and faulty snap. So they'll wind up turning it over on downs officially. And that one just shot over the head.
Well, in special teams, the third phase of the ball game is going to be so important when you get into these championship games. There's such a fine line between winning and losing. And right now, Grimsley is going to put themselves in good field position to start this drive. We'll see if they can take advantage of it.
Nate Crawford has been active early defensively for the Whirlies. Barnett, deep drop, throws off his back foot for the end zone. Flag at the goal line. A couple of defenders were there for Gibbons. And it looks like that they're going to tag Leary with a penalty here. Grimsley. And the 26.
Defense, number 43. It's half a distance to the goal. After the foul, it's first down.
And that will give them a first down, half the distance as you heard there. North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down coming up. You have a spot, take your shot.
That's an easy call, but Patrick, I like the aggressiveness of Grimsley. You get the turnover. Barnett faced pressure in the pocket, but he took a shot down the field.
From the 13-yard line, and the catch is made along the sideline. As for the first time in this game, we have a team operating from the American Military University Red Zone. Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. Pick up of 5 from the 8-yard line, second down. See what they do with Barnett here, if they try to maybe get him out in space. Drops, instead throws over the middle, and a late flag. Anthony Duncan's had a defender draped all over him, and that was Malcolm Reed.
And I like this play call here. Out to the right side, Lawson Albright was in the slot. He kind of bounced back like it was going to be a screenplay, brought the eyes of the defense to him. And that's what allowed Duncan's
pass interference. Defense.
And we'll see here, number 8, that was Albright out to the right. He brought the eyes of the secondary up, and then just an easy call with Duncan's getting inside position. That's going to get called every single time.
For second and short inside the 5. Going to be close for Melton. Gibbons was there, led by Pierce Johnston, sophomore nose tackle. And he was able to bow his neck for no gain. Also in there defensively for the Crusaders. Active early, Blake Cooling.
Third and 1. If I'm Grimsley, Patrick, 2 downs to pick up this 1 yard.
Bouncing out. Not a whole lot there for Melton. Melton dropped. Reed fired up. Going to bring up 4th down now.
Look at this defensive line again, winning up in the trenches, getting penetration, and then the linebackers over the top coming in to help out. That was Skeers again initially with the first hit, and the rest of the Crusaders coming over for a big play, and now it's forcing a tough decision here. 4th and 2. Do you kick the field goal or do you go for it? Malcolm Reed has been all over the field so far.
Not really the MO of the Whirlies to kick the football, but they're going to discuss things here. They take a timeout with 1:31 remaining in the first quarter. They rely heavily on that defense, allowing just 8 points per game, and they're scoring in the middle 30s. Typically, Jay, you see at worst teams in the state championship in the upper 30s, but a lot of them are scoring in the 40s. But this is a Grimsley team that does rely so heavily on this defense. They lean on them. And
I think that's why they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was driving towards here, because you're going to see them try to either, at the very least, keep the drive alive. I think they're going to realize they can't settle for field goals in a game like this.
I think in this situation, you've got a very athletic quarterback in Barnett. You want to get him on the edge. The zone read has worked well for you as well. I think you want to get Barnett to the outside where he can elude the pass rush that's been dominant so far from the defense on the interior. Try to get him to the outside where he can make a quick play with his arm or pick it up with his legs.
It's going to be 4th down and 2 here. Barnett had a rushing score last week. He has Melton beside him. They don't need the end zone to keep this drive going. Barnett calls his own number, and he scores. Touchdown, Grimsley. Five yards out for Barnett, and he takes it in with his legs for the 9th time this season.
First critical decision of the ball game for Darryl Brown, and he made the right play call with the zone read, trusting his star junior quarterback there. He made it happen, saw the defensive end crash down, he kept the ball and easily ran into the end zone.
Point after good. That's a Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue touchdown. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve. 7-0 Whirlies as they get the icebreaker on the Barnett keeper. And now Gibbons, who's been a little shaky offensively, will have to come out and try to answer this impressive drive by Grimsley.
The offensive line just did enough to hold up there and give Barnett a little crease, and then he did the rest. And I think it was so important on this drive for the Whirlies to capitalize off of that missed opportunity on the punt by Gibbons where the ball sailed over their head. You start off this drive with great field position. You have to execute and get in the end zone. And even though the drive kind of stalled on 4th down, they found a way.
The bad snap leads to Gibbons turning it over on downs on the short field. They were able to work with it. So time now for our Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. Henry getting a leg into it. Comes down at the 31. And trying to break free down that sideline for Cardinal Gibbons on the return. Blake Raphael, the sophomore. Cardinal Gibbons offensively in this game has found, as many teams have this year against the Whirlies defense, the slutting quite tough. -4 yards on 12 snaps so far. 7-0 game here. In stages of the first. Nice catch as it's brought in. First down yardage and a little more out near midfield. Very nice reception for Jackson Fortney.
Good focus by Fortney with the defender kind of getting their arm in the passing lane and Clark throwing the ball over the top. It's going to be important here for Gibbons to have a response. They've been a little bit slow here to start the ball game on the offensive end. Responding after that touchdown is going to be paramount here. Fortney getting this drive started off on the right foot.
Junior serving up a North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down there. Plenty of time. Defender stumbled, and it's going to be incomplete. Well, they might have had an opportunity there with Taylor. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10.
When you look at mismatches, the tight end is going to be able to really control the middle of the field, but Taylor has the speed where he can win on the outside. He's 6'5", 220 pounds, so he's going to be faster than the linebackers, bigger than safeties. And right there, when you have a defender stumble down, you have to take advantage of that opportunity.
Crusaders have won 7 of their last 8 playoff games coming into this 4A championship. That time, Clark, they sold the fake well, and he carries it to midfield. Jay, what do you notice? What are they doing to try to avoid Shaw and really trying to keep him from being a disruptor and someone that clogs up the running lanes as well?
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's one of the few times they've run towards Shaw's way. What they've been able to do so far is they've double teamed him. They've done some misdirection. They've run away from him. They're just trying to give him different looks to keep him off balance.
That's Shaw's first stop of the game. 3rd down and 8. Gibbons. And they will remain 0 for on 3rd down conversions. Wanted Maverick Shotwell, who was vying for his 7th catch of the year. The Whirlies defensively with Caleb Curtin back in coverage. Going to force another punt with 4 seconds remaining. This is a real break for the Whirlies here. Up a score. They're going to get the ball back with 2 excellent return men. It's Curtin there, who was in on that last defensive play. It off this time. Curtin going to let it roll, and it takes a Crusader bounce and roll all the way down to the 1-yard line. A 49-yard punt. And that's how we'll end the first quarter. Crusaders pinning the Whirlies deep in their own territory. 7-0. Grimsley.
Wake up with Hardee's. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Fluffy egg, crispy bacon, and melty cheese. All wrapped up in a warm tortilla. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Part of Hardee's 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy.
Right now at Rooms to Go, bring home a better night's sleep for less. Choose from our huge selection of top-name mattress brands like Beautyrest, Sealy, Serta, Tempur-Pedic, and more. All at an incredible price, all from a company you can trust. Plus, shop great mattress-in-a-box brands like Casper, Nectar, and Purple, online or in-store, and get your mattress home fast with fast delivery. There's no better time to sleep, save, and make your dollar go further than right now at Rooms to Go.
I am because we are, which is to say that I'm shaped by the community and the community shapes me and I shape the community. And therefore, in the midst of a pandemic, without a doubt, when one is unhealthy, all of us are unhealthy. In many ways, we do have a dark history around medicine with African Americans, but this is an opportunity to move into the light. We need you to take the vaccine. You have a spot. Take your shot.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
What flavors are you chasing? Hand-seasoned Angus beef? A1 sauce? Words written in cursive? Luxury you eat with your hands. Try the new Steakhouse Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
It's the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalder, and Aaron Summers from Keenan Stadium. After a 49-yard punt, the Whirlies will have to operate from their own one. Big opportunity in this game for Cardinal Gibbons. See if their defense can make something happen. Barnett. Reception over the middle. And that's going to be Caleb Curtin. And that will bring up a first down.
Curtin is committed to Elon. We can see the quickness here. It's a slant route, and look at Barnett feeling the pressure, getting rid of the ball. Curtin just boxing out the defender. Good job by him setting up the linebacker to the outside, then cutting across the middle.
Barnett has been excellent through the air tonight. He'll go down here, though, to a sack. Barnett 4 for 4 through the air after that completion, but another sack by the Crusaders.
At number 44, Jake Ladd winning up front, a swim move, and then Dozier and his teammates coming over to help out. But Ladd, the second time we've called his name, has really done a nice job with his technique, breaking free and getting penetration.
Third sack of the year for Lamb. Loss of 4 on the play. All inside the 10 for the Whirlies, who will operate from their own 9. And that's going to be thrown behind the receiver, Albright, Lawson Albright, Jay, whose family has a connection to UNC.
Well, and Lawson's committed to Northwestern, but his dad played at North Carolina. He's the athletic director for Grimsley. Had a 16-year NFL career with the Washington Redskins for the majority of his career, earned a Pro Bowler. But that's a family with a lot of ties to North Carolina, and such a proud moment for Ethan Albright watching his son. I'll tell you, Lawson, he plays tight end, but you can see his versatility splitting out wide. They play a lot of 11 personnel, and he's a guy, once he gets into Pat Fitzgerald's offense at Northwestern, he's going to do a lot of damage in the Big Ten.
False start by Grimsley. That'll move him back inside the 5. Well, they started out with a nice completion of 11 yards to get out of the end zone, but it has gone the wrong way ever since. So a bit of a tenuous start to the second quarter for the Whirlies here. Their second ever state title game. They were last here in 05. Barnett. And he had to get rid of the football. The Gibbons sideline wants a grounding. Coach Wright's pleading his case. And there is a flag.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 14. The foul results in a safety.
I'll tell you, Patrick, Grimsley had problems last week against Butler in that ball game. Right now, Barnett, his ability to get outside the pocket is saving them, but that was an easy call for the officials. And up front in the trenches, when you look at that battle, the defensive line for Gibbons is won so far, getting into the backfield and getting pressure on Barnett, especially through the middle.
Well, we're going to have a free kick after the safety, so scoregami time in the 4A state championship game, as we've got a 7-2 ball game now. Well, stay tuned for the Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. We'll have a special interview, plus highlights from the first half, stats, and a lot more. That's our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Gibbons student body into the game. A lot of tickets sold. A lot of fans wanted to be in attendance here. Once they were allowed to attend games, you knew folks were going to show up for the championship games. And those are the Grimsley students. At one time, the biggest high school as far as enrollment in North Carolina. A free kick here. This could be a big opportunity for Gibbons, whose defense has brought them a couple of points. Right now, it looks like Grimsley's just trying to make sure that they have the right personnel out there for Gowans. Jay, how often do teams sort of practice this free kick? I mean, we know you practice punting. Is this part of the normal kick coverage and special teams work that teams do in the week typically?
Yeah, I mean, every coach is going to say that they spend a lot of time on special teams, but usually you'll have about 2 periods, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes of practice where you practice special teams. But this is something that maybe comes up once a month that you practice, and you just kind of keep it in your back pocket. But this is something that's not practiced often.
Well, Gowans sent it on a ride to the 25-yard line, and then it's returned 24 yards by Evans. It'll be excellent field position for the Cardinal Gibbons offense, which has not been able to get out of gear so far tonight.
This was a good catch, and look at the return up here, just following the blockers, getting what you can, and getting towards the sideline. You're right, though, Patrick. We've seen some good field position opportunities so far in this ballgame. They haven't been able to take advantage of it. I just feel like on this drive, they've got to take some shots and get a big play under their belt, because right now they haven't found the consistency.
Clark has hit on a couple after starting 0 for 5 in the game. He'll stay on the ground with Shepard. Whirling defensively with Williamson.
Yeah, this was the counter play. Shepard took the fake step with his right foot towards the right, then came back across the line of scrimmage. Just slowed down the defensive line to find a crease.
Pickup of 3. Connor Clark now to Shepard again. Maybe got 1. And it's Shaw there again. You know, what's interesting about Shaw, and Jay, you noted it early on, a lot of schools want this 5-star recruit. It was a big deal. Article in the Fayetteville newspaper about him playing here on the UNC campus. Mac Brown, certainly one of those that wants Shaw to join his program. But Shaw's kind of put off that decision as a junior till next fall. Wanted to just concentrate on the shortened spring season and getting Grimsley to a championship game, which he's done with his play, and a very mature young man. 7-2 is our score. A timeout taken by Grimsley, and we'll break. It's the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home.
The season's open for possibilities. And this spring, the outdoors are in. It's time to see the outside not for what it is, but for all it can be. To go somewhere new, you don't have to log miles. Just open your mind. The place you want to go might be just outside your door. Lowe's. Home to any budget. Home to any possibility.
On the journey to better health, NC Medicaid Managed Care offers many paths to get there. You still get all the care your family needs, but you can choose a health plan with the doctors and services you want. Enroll by May 14th. Just find the plan that's right for you and sign up. We're here to help. Go to ncmedicaidplans.gov or call 833-870-5500. NC Medicaid Managed Care. Your choice, your care.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll be showcasing the Hardee's Feed Your Happy play of the game. Shaw in on that last stop. Aaron Summers with more on the five-star recruit.
Patrick, you were talking about defensive tackle Travis Shaw and his attention that he's been receiving because of how big of a recruit he is. However, this spring, he wanted to put all of that aside. He's such a humble team player. His coach said that Shaw knows there's big things for him down the road, and right now he wants to deflect that attention to his teammates. He wants to do everything that he can do to help these other guys have success this season, and hopefully that means win a state title. Patrick?
They're setting up a screen for Shepard on 3rd and 6. He springs free, a first down, and a great play call there by offensive coordinator Bill Leedy.
Bill Leedy drew it up, and this is not a good sign for Grimsley here with Shaw down.
This will bring up a first down, a gain of 15 to the 31. Shaw seems to be favoring perhaps the shoulder. See what we can pick up here.
Shepard just hiding behind the line of scrimmage, and look at Shaw hustling down the field. Just swiped the legs of Shepard. You can see immediately he kind of grimaced and went towards his shoulder.
Laid out to make the play and perhaps landed awkwardly. Gibbons, last season's 4A runner-up to East Forsyth. And Shaw came in with 74 tackles, 27 tackles for loss to the sideline, but it looks like he's headed back onto the field. Pickup of 6 now, and it'll be 2nd down and 4.
That was the first big play of the ball game for Gibbons, and now you get a little bit of momentum on 1st down. You get the ball to B-Stick, pick up 6. Again, they've got to find different ways to get B-Stick the ball. Grimsley has been double teaming him and trying to limit his opportunities.
Shaw standing up this time. They run away from him. Bring up 3rd and short. And on the tackle there was Tamori Thompson. We talked about Thompson, that other defensive end. He's had kind of a tough upbringing, but is a young man who's determined to make it, a 3.0 GPA, and as Jay noted, receiving some D1 attention as well. 24-yard line and a 3rd down opportunity again for Gibbons. Shepard gonna be short, and a great tackle made there, shooting the gap, coming up and making the hit for Grimsley. Defensively there, it was Albright. They have him
Austin
in on.
Albright.
Yeah, they have him on defensively now.
Yeah, and there he just crashed down, read the block up front, crashed down, and then kept his eyes up, went back to the outside right where the open lane was, made a huge play to force this 4th down.
Oh, they're going to go for it here from the 23 in Grimsley territory. Shepard couldn't get the second effort going. The Whirlies are there, and it's a turnover on downs. Gutsy call by the Crusaders, and Sincere Burnett led the assault.
See up front, look at the line of scrimmage, the penetration by Shaw. He got back there, and then 3 hats from the Whirlies coming through there. Watkins was back there as well. This defense really just bowing up on a critical down to get off the field.
Williamson in on the hit, but also Burnett. And Shaw still grimacing in some pain, trying to shake it off. Burnett, by the way, has had 9 tackles in each of the last 3 games for this Whirly defense. Little change of direction here on the handoff. Melton trying to get free, and he's going to scamper. Big yardage for a first down.
See Melton get the ball here again. Zone read where you've got the threat of Barnett. You make one move, and then it's off to the races. A good job finishing this run, getting the first down. And on this drive, important to gain back some momentum after your previous drive where you got a touchdown.
A rip of 16 for an NC 529 first down. With the NC 529 plan, it's never too early or too late to start saving for education. A sack there. Ball will drop back to the 36. Gibbons with a safety after the long punt pinned the Whirlies deep in their own territory. Couldn't cash in after that long drive, and now Crusaders D trying to bow their neck again. And Barnett to the ground. Going to bring up third down.
We talked about how dangerous Barnett is and some of the recruiting attention he's getting. Army, Old Dominion, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, and more will be after him coming up in the next year. But he's a guy, when you look at his play out on the field, he's a dual threat quarterback, an accurate thrower, a leader of this team. And someone Coach Brown over there really has a lot of respect for his development and how much he's gotten better.
You factor in the lost yardage on sacks, and he only has 3 yards officially rushing tonight, but he's been effective with his legs, has a score. He'll go to the air. He's missed on his last 2, however. This time dumps it underneath, incomplete. Gibbons creating a dirty pocket there with the down lineman and some pressure. Tried to shield it off, or shed it off, I should say, to Melton. And now it'll be fourth down, and Cardinal Gibbons again answers the bell defensively.
Stephen Wright has to be so pleased with his front 7. His defensive effort has been outstanding tonight. That D-line and getting pressure, forcing Barnett out of the pocket. And they've made things very tough for him so far here early on in the game.
High kick. Gibbons going to let it sail over their head, and it's going to roll and make the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Huge punt, though, of 57 yards. Wow. 5:06 to go. Whirlies by 5. Gibbons will have the football when we return to Chapel Hill.
This is where it starts, where your story begins. This is the trail you blaze yourself. And step by step, you get stronger, faster, better. This is where it starts. How will you finish? Ingalls, we're with you every step of the way.
America's #1 pepperoni brand.
Hello. I'm the new guy. Tell me about this epic stuffed crust pizza.
It's made with fresh, never frozen dough, hand stuffed with cheese.
Good job. All right, you called me. It is me.
No, I knew it was you.
Let me hear you say epic stuffed crust.
Epic stuffed crust!
Near the conclusion of tonight's game, we're going to present our West Shore Home Player of the Game. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. It's the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast, and it is presented by West Shore Home. 56-degree evening here in Chapel Hill. And a crowd of more than 5,000 on hand, considered a sellout. In normal circumstances, probably would have had a chance to get more in here tonight. Shepard's got 29 yards rushing, and it's no gain there. Quentin Williamson, one of the top tacklers on the team, had 14 tackles and 5 tackles for loss in their win last week. And over the last 3 games, he's registered 39 stops, 11 tackles for loss. He's been very special as the 6', 220-pound senior linebacker. Gibbons, B-stick, out across the 25 near side. So that'll give them some room to work with here. It'll be 3rd down and short. And Jay, they've got to find ways to get B-stick. He's so dynamic, more involved.
Yeah, that's the 3rd touch of the ball game for B-stick. Again, we've seen him lined up to the outside where he's been double-teamed, a safety over the top. But on the jet sweep, the quick motions, that's how they've got to find him with the ball out on the perimeter and let him do damage.
Gibbons just 1 of 6 on 3rd down, make him 2 out of 7. An explosive run for the junior Shepard.
I like the play design here. B-stick rolled out towards the right in motion. It went back to the counter play with Shepard taking that jab step towards the right, bringing the eyes of the defense over to that side, and then coming back towards the left, following the offensive line.
Watkins making the hit after an 18-yard pickup for an NC 529 planned 1st down, and a drop as they tried to go to Brock B-stick that time. He comes in with, on the season, 35 receptions, and he's looking for his 3rd catch of the night if he was able to bring that one down.
Double covered there with the safety, again shaded over to his side of the field. His brother was an outstanding player for Cardinal Gibbons, Jack B-stick. He's now playing football at Yale. Brock is going to Georgetown next year, and his uncle is Tom Waddle, the former great wide receiver for the Chicago Bears.
Donovan Shepard again, yeah, B-stick's brother, as you mentioned, in the Ivy League, also a football player in his time at Yale. Tom Waddle, now a popular radio host in Chicago. Got a great lineage there, and B-stick with over 1,070 yards of total offense coming into play here tonight. It'll be another 3rd down for Gibbons here. They'll operate from their own 47-yard line. Clark trying to avoid pressure. He won't. He'll be sacked. And that is Thompson. 12th sack of the year for Thompson. He's been remarkable for them this year. He now has a sack in each of his last 5 games.
Dip and rip. He won with speed, and Thompson on a critical 3rd down coming through. And he is such a good player. That defensive line, only 3 guys up there, 4 linebackers. They don't blitz a lot, so it's all on Thompson and his teammates in there. He used his quickness to get underneath the shoulder pads to get in the backfield.
Well, we talk about he has to stand in for Shaw as this is caught inside the 30 from the 28. And a nice return out for 4 yards. That was a tough catch for Curtin along the sideline. Good coverage downfield. Excellent job by Mason to hustle and make the tackle. But, Jay, you've got to, at some point, make the play. It's one thing to say, well, we're going to run away from Shaw. And, I mean, Thompson has to be a playmaker with a guy like Shaw out there.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that's why you've got to keep the offense honest. You can't have Shaw hold off one side of the field and then you let things happen on your side of the field, and Thompson coming through there and having that threat from the opposite end.
Barnett started this game, opened it going 4 for 4, has missed on his last 3. They'll try to get him going again with a short pass off the right side. Anthony Duncan, the 6-foot senior, on the reception. Easy throw and catch, and it will move the yard marker just outside the 35-yard line. Sometimes, Sonny, to get that quarterback back on a roll, it's a simple play like that, isn't it?
Yeah, just get rid of the ball quickly. Easy, high completion percentage pass. Get the drive going.
Barnett this time zings it out near midfield. He wanted Albright, but the Northwestern commit could not get a hand on it. Now 3rd and 7 for Grimsley.
And there, Patrick, you see the laser of Barnett easily just needling that ball in, even though it was overthrown. Such a powerful drive, this throwing motion.
Aaron Summers with a word on Alonzo Barnett III.
Coach Brown said that Alonzo Barnett is a silent assassin. He goes about his business all week, and then on Friday night, he just goes out there and rips your heart out. Barnett is a transfer from Page. He joined the team late this season, and they said that he immediately came in, put in the work, and gained everybody's respect. Patrick?
He did, Aaron. That's a great point and a great story, because it's tough to come in as a junior quarterback to a program like Grimsley that has been on the comeuppance here in the last several years. And in order to be the guy to lead this offense, he did a lot of things to ingratiate himself with his Worley teammates, Jay. And that just tells you the type of young man, the type of personality he is, because he is by nature a quiet guy, but they were really, really impressed with his teammates, and he earned their respect with his work ethic.
Yeah, it's the trust that you have to gain along with the respect. And when your teammates see you working hard, staying late to throw with wide receivers, to perfect your craft, to really get involved with your teammates and do all the little things, that's where you gain that respect. And coming into this program, he's in such an important position playing the quarterback spot, and you have to have everyone look to you as a leader. And very early on, he earned that leadership role.
Coming up, the Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. We'll have the winners of the NCHSAA Scholar Athlete Program. That'll be announced. Stats analysis and a lot more. Out of the Worley's timeout, 3rd and 7. Barnett buying some time. Barnett down the sideline. Lobs it down, incomplete. And that's going to be a pass after he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Illegal forward pass. Offense. Number 14. It's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. There's also a loss of down. It's 4th down.
That's
Like
close.
Yeah. Look, maybe a yard ahead of that marker. But, that was, again, caused by the defensive line's pressure. Now Gibbons here. You get a solid return, 2 timeouts, still plenty of time to get a drive going before the halftime break.
They put a B-stick back to return this punt. It's been a good night punting the football for the Worleys. Kick it away from B-stick, it'll roll, and he'll get away from it. It'll trickle down inside the 20 and be down at the 18. That's going to be a 49-yard punt. Boy, the punters so far in this game, Jay, have very much left an impression flipping the field.
They have. I mean, they've changed the field position and really put these offenses in bad spots. And that's such a huge play because not a lot of time left on the clock, and now you pin Gibbons back. Give them a long field here to drive and try to get a score.
Gowans averaging 48 yards on 3 punts now for Grimsley. And Carter, contrastly, with a long of 49 and placing 2 of his 4 punts inside the 20 so far. Gibbons here with 1:22 to go, as Jay mentioned, with a couple of touchdowns. That's going to be incomplete. Connor Clark seems keenly aware of how good this defensive front, these 3 down linemen are. I don't want to say he has happy feet, Jay, but He's certainly not staying in the pocket terribly long.
Well, he recognizes the alignment and knowing that he's got to get rid of the ball quickly. And I feel like Gibbons has done a good job using some quick passing plays to get rid of the ball. But on those play action passes, the 5, the 7-step drops, he's got to have that feel and know that he can hang in there unless he's feeling pressure in his face.
Completing 4 of his first 14. He'll be sacked here. And that's Thompson again, his second sack of the evening. He had 8 tackles, 3 tackles for loss and a sack in their win against Butler. This young man continues to impress.
And again, flying off the edge, just using his quickness. And this was a long drop by Clark, and that allowed Thompson over on that right side of the screen. You just see him flying off the edge. First step, and getting underneath the shoulder pad, and then angling down towards Clark and boxing out the offensive lineman.
They're going to lose yardage back inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and forever. 3rd and Carborough, Sonny.
Carborough may be further.
Not by much. We're at Kenan Stadium, a gorgeous evening for football. Not a lot of wind there, the bell tower, and quite a scene. Snap a few of those and put them on the gram.
I'll tell you, Patrick, what an awesome atmosphere for these players, and a special day for them. I know today's a special day for you as well. Today's your birthday, so happy birthday from the whole team here.
Thank you, Jay. Very kind. Oh, Shepard. He explodes. Shepard. What a run. First down. And the Crusaders trying to get back to the line in a hurry, spot the football and get going.
Well, and Grimsley should not allow a run to go from a first down. I mean, they're kicking themselves right now. Just an easy draw play up the middle, and they gave it up a wide open crease right up the middle for Shepard to run through.
23 yards leads to an NC 529 planned first down. Throw along the sideline. Beestick making the grab. Beestick ahead to the 35, so it's a 4-yard gain.
And back to that conversion. I mean, what a change of events. If Grimsley makes the stop, they're potentially going to get the ball around midfield with 1 timeout. Plenty of time to get some more points, but now you pick up the first down, and Gibbons with those timeouts getting a little bit of momentum here as they try to get a score before the break.
Clark. Clean pocket this time. Oh, it's going to be a pick. Intercepted at the 46-yard line, and the return for the Whirlies. Going to be an interception. And that will be picked off by Nate Crawford. The senior linebacker dropping back in pass coverage. And he just read the eyes of the sophomore.
Yeah, look at Crawford just kind of sifting through and then motioning over towards the left as Clark looked over that way and then jumping in the passing lane. A good job by Crawford coming away with a huge play. Now 27 seconds left. Going to have a couple plays here by Grimsley before you go to the break, but that's a huge stop to get the turnover.
Returned at 22 yards. You talk about a turn of events, Jay. The first down run and then the turnover gives it back to the Whirlies. A block downfield as they were trying to set up an opportunity there for the hero of last week's game, Christian Tutu. Tutu's not really gotten involved tonight so far. That's his second reception of the night. And they are now operating inside the American Military University red zone. Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. And bring us our red zone possessions in this championship matchup. For the end zone, great throw, wonderful catch, Whirlies score. And it's Lawson Albright.
Grimsley here taking advantage of the turnover. When you're in the red zone, where's the mismatch? throw it to your tight end, back shoulder fade, a good job by Albright, focusing in, perfect location by Barnett, throwing it where only his guy is going to catch it. And the execution by Grimsley, the chemistry of the quarterback and Albright, those two guys working together, coming through, and that was a huge drive to convert for a touchdown.
Jake Henry booting through his 95th career point after touchdown kick. And for Lawson Albright, touchdown reception number 3. He had just a couple of catches for 8 yards last week, and Albright's fired up.
You can see the emotion down on the sideline, and they have all the momentum on their side. Their defense setting things up. You can see Albright there, knowing he had the matchup he liked and coming through for his team. What a huge play.
And Jay, I don't think we could say enough. Alonzo Barnett III, he put that where only his receiver could make a play.
Yeah, that was an NFL type throw. So many times you see Aaron Rodgers throw that back shoulder fade where only his guy can catch it. He put it on the hip of Albright, and he boxed out the defender, and that was just perfect execution of ball placement.
Good look there at Lawson Albright, the 6'5", 225-pound senior headed for the Big Ten. And we're going to have a Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. Jay, what a turn of events here in the last couple of minutes. Low lining kick. Crusaders bobble. They'll try for a return. And they'll have a dozen seconds to work with here as we near the end of the half. But think about it, Jay. The booming punt, pinning Gibbons back on the touchback. And then Cardinal Gibbons throwing the interception after getting a first down run. That interception and a return of 22 yards, setting up the touchdown pass Barnett to Albright. So a lot has happened here in just the last couple of minutes. Stay on the ground with Shepard, who's starting to find some room. Crusaders electing not to burn the timeout here. And that'll be the final play of the half. The Whirlies defense forcing a turnover. And then their star junior quarterback with a sensational throw to their marvelous tight end. And Shaw and company a half away from Grimsley's first state championship. Our Aaron Summers catching up with Darryl Brown, the Whirlies head coach. Aaron.
Coach, your defense has Gibbons completely rattled. What have you liked about their effort?
Well, that's been the strongest part of our team all year, and we got some really good players on that side of the ball. They don't panic. They stay poised. We played most of that first half, with our backs against the wall, but I was really pleased with those guys.
What can you take from the last 2 minutes of play?
The turnover, the interception was huge by Nate Crawford, and then a big-time throw and catch by AB and Lawson there. So that's big going into the half, but we got 2 more quarters to play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
He's done an excellent job since taking over the Grimsley program. Left his alma mater. His defense, they'll rough you up. You got to earn it against the Whirlies. Barnett with a score on the ground and a pass through the air to Albright. Our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report coming up. You're watching the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home.
Wake up with Hardee's. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Fluffy egg, crispy bacon, and melty cheese. All wrapped up in a warm tortilla. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Part of Hardee's 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy.
If someone puts you on to a Mickey D's breakfast sandwich, it's only proper to get them one in return. Hey, that's the rule. Try a sausage McMuffin with egg. Savory hot sausage, melty American cheese, and a freshly cracked egg, all on a toasted English muffin. Just $2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Riddle & Brantley for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company, and we'll work on getting you the compensation you deserve. Riddle & Brantley, when justice counts.
Every step, every decision, every movement, I do with purpose.
Some take the easy path, settle for the status quo.
I'll take the challenge. That's who I am.
American Military University gets it.
Because they've worn the boots. They're built to work around the mission. AMU's got my 6, wherever I am.
Like American Military University,
I move with a purpose.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon, you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
What flavors are you chasing? Hand-seasoned Angus beef? A1 sauce? Words written in cursive? Luxury you eat with your hands. Try the new Steakhouse Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Halftime of the 4A state championship matchup. Grimsley leading Cardinal Gibbons. It's our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Ingalls is one of our great sponsor partners. Let's hear a little more about their community service at Ingalls.
Hello, everybody. This is Friday Night Rivals. I'm Nelson Weston, here with our good friend Melissa Level. Melissa, it's always a pleasure to see you.
I know, with football, it's almost over. I know the season's almost over.
It is almost over, but guess what? We are here at the state high school championship football game. Are you ready for some final football?
I am, and I'll tell you what, it's amazing that we all got here. What a crazy year, but congratulations to both teams and to the players and all the hard work they had to do to get here.
It was a crazy year indeed. Now, Melissa, talk to us for a second about what this moment means, and not just for Ingalls, but for the community as a whole, especially in light of the pandemic.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's been tough on everyone, families and children that have had these sporadic school times and practice times. This took every bit of heart and gumption to get here. And as far as Ingalls goes, you know, a lot of these people work at Ingalls. You know, we feed their families, their children come in to get jobs, their first jobs sometimes are with Ingalls. We have our pharmacy, so we're kind of wrapped around the community. We wrap our arms around them and give them a great big hug. So we feel like this is a way to say, we're so proud of you guys.
Even during the darkest days of the pandemic, Ingalls always remained steadfast in their commitment and partnership with the community and with educational initiatives.
That's correct.
Melissa, let's talk about that famous Tools for Schools program. What's that all about?
Well, and it's wonderful. And it did keep going, and I think that's a really good point to do that. Every time anybody came in to shop, if you have an Ingalls Advantage card and you link it to the school of your choice, money goes to that school. And we kept it going, and to be honest with you, people were shopping more, so schools earned more money. Now, we didn't want to deliver things to empty schools, so we rolled the money over so people could get use it this year when schools reopened, so that everything would be ready in the classroom when they came back. So we did the best we can to make sure the money was used properly and for the best it could be.
Every time you're swiping your card, folks, you are giving back to your community. That is outstanding work.
Absolutely.
Like game day, and any day for that matter, Ingalls is undoubtedly the place you want to shop for all your great foods, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Everything including the game cakes, you know, you can have with your team pictures on the front, you know, snacks and the soft drinks, and of course our wonderful party platters and subs and pizza, everything.
Outstanding work. Folks, this is Friday Night Rivals. I'm Nelson Weston. Back to the game.
Hey,
Hey everybody, we're getting set for another on-location one-day bath remodel. I'm joined by Kirsten from West Shore Home. Kirsten, you know all about this project. Tell us what's on tap for today.
All right, thanks, Joe. We're replacing an old tile bathtub with a beautiful walk-in shower. These folks wanted something that was easier to clean, low maintenance, and definitely have more accessibility. So we're giving them everything they need. I'm so excited to show it to you, so let's go take a look. So here's the tub that we're replacing. What we see a lot with tubs like this is the mold and the mildew that builds up around the edges and in the grout. The other big issue is up here by the shower head. Over time, the material breaks down and causes that hole up there, so that can be a problem. How we're gonna fix that is we're gonna bring the walls all the way up to the top of the ceiling. So that's gonna make maintenance and cleaning so much easier for these folks. I can't wait to see what it looks like, so let's get started.
Okay, so they're making great progress here, removing that old, hard-to-clean tile and grout. That was step number one, and that's not easy work. They just made it look super easy. Now it's on to the new shower. Wow, amazing. The tile, the mold, and the mildew, all out, replaced by a beautiful shower system. They really make it easy. Folks, if you're tired of cleaning your tile, scrubbing the mold and the mildew, call the experts at West Shore Home. They can install the shower or bath of your dreams, and they can do it in as little as one day. Call the number on your screen now and take advantage of this great offer. Get 20% off your entire shower or bath project. Plus, with their flexible payment plan, get your shower or bath for as low as $99 a month. And when you call right now, you don't have to make your first payment for 12 full months. Call West Shore Home now.
For homicide detectives, the first 48 hours is everything.
We're investigating murder.
Once that line is breached without a lead,
Who pulled the trigger?
the odds of solving a case are cut in half.
911, what is your emergency?
I just saw someone get shot.
Try to make some sense out of this. The victim's handgun. I've been awake 36 hours, and it's absolutely worth it to bring this case to a close.
Weekdays at 10.
The Whirlies over the Crusaders. Grimsley has never trailed in this game. We're at intermission at Keenan Stadium. James Alverson now to announce the winners of the NCHSAA Scholar Athlete Program. James?
The NCHSAA Scholar Athlete Program is sponsored by the Governor's Highway Safety Program's Click It or Ticket initiative and provides certificates of recognition to individual students as well as teams that meet the qualification standards. For individuals to qualify, they must have a 3.5 weighted GPA or higher during their semester under consideration. And for a team to qualify for recognition, they must have a combined unweighted GPA of 3.1 or higher during competition. The Scholar Athlete Program is the association's largest voluntary program. The NCHSAA presents a plaque and a cash award to the top team in each sport based on unweighted team GPA. The association also provides a cash award to second and third place teams. We are pleased to announce the winners of the 2020-2021 Scholar Athlete Team Award winners for the fall season, recipients of a $250 cash award. In volleyball, the top team award goes to the Crest Chargers with a 3.919 GPA for the fall. In men's cross country, the top team award is Holly Springs, posting a 3.95 team GPA. In women's cross country, there was a tie between Falls Lake Academy and Mountain Island Charter, both teams posting perfect 4.0 GPAs this fall. In men's basketball, the top team award is Weddington. The Warriors boast a 3.817 GPA and won the 3A championship on the court. In women's basketball, the top team award belongs to West Stanley, who put up a 3.969 team GPA. In cheerleading, the top overall team goes to Pine Forest. The Trojans worked to a 3.88 team GPA. In men's lacrosse, the top team award is Cardinal Gibbons. The Crusaders posted a 3.726 GPA while winning the state championship in 4A. In women's lacrosse, Carborough posted the top team GPA, scoring a 3.917 during the fall. In men's soccer, Weddington collected the top spot, with the Warriors putting up a 3.821 GPA. The top team in men's swimming and diving belongs to Pine Forest. The Trojans swam to a 3.8 6'8". And finally, the top award in women's swimming and diving goes to Orange High School. The Panthers racked up a 3.938 team GPA. Congratulations to all of our Scholar Athlete Team Award winners, recipients of a $250 cash prize from the NCHSAA. On behalf of the Governor's Highway Safety Program's Click It or Ticket program and the NCHSAA, congratulations to all of our Scholar Athletes across the state.
I'm an apple tree kid.
I was an Apple Tree kid. Now I'm an Apple Tree parent.
At Apple Tree Daycare, we've kept our commitment as a leading child care provider and learning community since 1990.
Our 5-star facilities provide safe and educational spaces for your child. We keep germs away with zonal sanitation stations, and our degreed teachers deliver Life Cubby daily reports to parents. We offer track in, track out, summer camp, and pre-K classes.
4 5-star locations serving Southeast Raleigh for 30 years.
Whatever the crime,
you never come to work thinking you're going to see something like that.
whatever the motive,
if he couldn't have her, no one was going to have her.
whatever it takes, answers to mysteries will be revealed.
The question is, who's going to benefit by these 2 deaths?
I remember falling to the floor. He was finally caught.
On Dateline.
Weekdays at 11 on MyRDC 28.
Patrick Swayze.
Dirty Dancing.
I'm going to set the opening bid. Party. Confetti.
Store Bullseye.
Target. This is a show where every word counts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wild Dog.
Whoa.
Weeknights at 11 on MyRDC 28.
Love is louder.
Love is louder.
Love is louder.
Love is louder than bullying.
Than hate. Depression. Loneliness. Stress.
Than anger. Love is louder than
Fear.
anxiety. Insecurity.
Love is louder than discrimination. Love is louder than abuse. Love is louder. Love is louder when you take action to help yourself or a friend. If you or someone you know is having a hard time, go to loveislouder.com to find out ways you can get help and feel better.
The biggest comedy stars.
Marijuana may help you what?
Eat all the cupcakes. Wall-to-wall laughs.
In order to prevent sexual harassment claims, employers may consider banning
John Lovitz.
It's the comedy game show.
You can major in wine.
I'm homeschooled.
Funny you should ask.
Weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on MyRDC 28.
A delightful early May evening. Happy to have you with us here. Our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Not exactly smiles all around, but the Gibbons students are having some fun. But a little bit of concern with their team kind of stuck in neutral on offense. Grimsley's been great defensively. All right, let's take a look at some of our first half highlights for you here on our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. And it has been Barnett III, the big star of the offense. The junior, one on the ground. He'll throw one later on, as you'll see here, Jay.
He's been dangerous with his legs, using the zone read. That was a big 4th down opportunity, and they executed. And here is where the Gibbons defensive line really took over, got the penalty, they got the safety to get on the board.
That made it 7-2 early. And then a turnover, Clark throwing the INT.
Well, this was a huge chain of events. Nate Crawford coming through with the interception to set up Grimsley in really good field position with only 38 seconds left going in towards the halftime break. And then how about this beautiful throw by Barnett to Albright? That back shoulder, he was able to focus with that hand-eye coordination to bring it in to gain all the momentum going into the halftime break.
Barnett, 7 of 12 through the air for 63 yards and a touchdown. Grimsley's ground game has been grinded down to next to nothing. Gibbons starting to get it going. Low total yards for both sides, a turnover apiece. After some early penalties, the game has been fairly clean, all things considered. Sonny, a stalemate, even though it's a 12-point game on the scoreboard.
Both defenses have really dominated. They've come ready to play. Here in the second half, which offense is going to be able to make some adjustments? Who's going to be able to create some big play opportunities is most likely who's going to win this ball game. But right now, Grimsley is in the driver's seat with their offense really gaining more consistency as the half wore on.
Those are the Hardee's halftime stats. This is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast. It's presented by West Shore Home.
After a long day, find a pocket of peace with Pray.com's bedtime Bible stories. Sleep soundly to the word of the Lord. Download Pray.com right now, the #1 app for prayer and sleep.
Think it up, make it up, pep it up. Hormel, America's #1 pepperoni brand.
Whatever the crime.
You never come to work thinking you're going to see something like that.
Whatever the motive.
If he couldn't have her, no one was going to have her.
Whatever it takes, answers to mysteries will be revealed.
The question is, who's going to benefit by these two deaths?
I remember falling to the floor. He was finally caught.
On Dateline.
Weekdays at 11 on MyRDC 28.
Patrick Swayze.
Dirty Dancing.
I'm going to set the opening bid. Party. Confetti.
Store Bullseye.
Target. This is a show where every word counts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wild Dog.
Weeknights at 11 on MyRDC 28. MyRDC Spotlight on Judge Mathis with My Story.
One of the things I tell folks who are coming out of destructive lifestyles is that they're going to continue to encounter obstacles. I started at McDonald's. I worked full-time and went to school at night. I graduated from law school and passed the bar exam. A few years later, I ran for judge. Success might not come overnight, but it will come.
One of the many people on MyRDC giving us their My Story.
The biggest comedy stars.
Marijuana may help you what?
Eat all the cupcakes.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
In order to prevent sexual harassment claims, employers may consider banning
John Lovitz.
It's the comedy game show.
You can major in wine.
I'm homeschooled.
Funny you should ask.
Weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on MyRDC 28.
Back into Kenan Stadium, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalter. We'll hear from Aaron Summers in just a moment. Let's revisit Sonny's Ingles Food for Thought. Brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Jay, break it down for us.
Well, when you look at the special teams unit for Grimsley, they've flipped the field with their punting duties, really putting Cardinal Gibbons in some tough situations. So I say they've won that area. The defensive line, for the most part, has taken over and stayed true to their assignment football. Now, on the other side, Cardinal Gibbons, a turnover battle, 1-1, so that's a wash. And then the running game. We've seen Shepard have some explosive running plays. There just has to be more consistency here in the second half.
Let's send it down to Aaron Summers. She spoke with Coach Wright with Cardinal Gibbons.
Thanks, Patrick. Coach Wright made it pretty simple. He said we need to eliminate the turnovers, make sure we're holding on to the ball. We've given it up and given Grimsley a lot of short yard situations that they've capitalized on. As for them offensively, he wants to see his Crusaders find a way to move the ball. Patrick.
Aaron, thanks a lot. And that is a great point. They've got to get something going offensively. The sophomore quarterback has struggled. Shepard has been a bright spot offensively. Quick correction here, Jay. Not so much a correction as an addendum, perhaps. James Alverson, who we heard from there at halftime, also stopping me in the hallways here of the press box. As first we have the kick, the Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. Here come penalty markers on that kick, and while they sort it out, I'll tell you what James relayed to me. For Grimsley, tonight would be their first state championship as Grimsley High School. However, their lineage traces back to Greensboro High School, who has won a state championship. So no state titles for Grimsley since the name change in 1962.
After the play, dead ball, personal foul, kicking team, number 12, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play, be first down.
It's a big break for the Whirlies.
It is here.
Ooh.
See here, just unfortunate by Cardinal Gibbons. You've got to stay disciplined there, and now the field position again is going to benefit the Whirlies.
That's a tough call for Malcolm Reed. That's one of those momentum things if you're a would-be tackler. So if you tack the penalty on, they'll start from their own 46-yard line, and they come out throwing with Barnett across midfield, but unable to hang on, Christian Tutu. And atoning for that penalty, Malcolm Reed.
The message in the locker room by Darryl Brown had to be, let's come out here, dominate the first 5 minutes of this half. Let's extend this lead and really put more pressure on Cardinal Gibbons. We see here again, quick throw by Barnett, getting the ball out of his hands before the pressure gets in his face. A good job by the secondary, just knocking it loose.
Gibbons led the New Bern Bears at halftime last week in the 4A regional. Pass complete out across midfield, a sliding grab at the 48 made by Resper. And for Resper, that will be his first reception of the evening. In that game last week, New Bern actually went ahead in the second half, and the Crusaders were able to rally and ultimately win. They got a safety last week. They have one here tonight. That represents their lone points, but the defense after that kickoff coverage penalty and Barnett coming out, spreading the football around, they're going to face a real challenge here of the Crusaders Avarali. It's third down. Barnett eludes the grasp of Caramanico and able to get it back near the line of scrimmage. Caramanico blowing that one up, Jay, and he almost had a sack. Also getting some help from his teammates up front.
But he's been living in the backfield. Look up front. Just the technique of Caramanico swimming over the top of the offensive lineman, and then Barnett just had to run for his life. This defensive line has helped out so much because the secondary, when they lock on to the wide receivers, they don't have to stay on them for that long because the D-line is forcing Barnett out of the pocket, creating havoc.
Ethan Grace cleaned up the play for Cardinal Gibbons. Gowans with a punt. He's averaged 48.3 on 3 boots tonight, and he's going to get the benefit of this synthetic turf in a roll all the way down to the 8-yard line. That's going to be a 40-yarder. Jay, not a lot of times you can place one that pretty from 40 yards and it hurts your average.
Yeah, that's not going to go well on the average, but the coaching staff is going to be pleased with his performance all night long, but especially on that punt. Again, flipping the field position. We've been talking about it all night. It's really been such a benefit for this defense, forcing Cardinal Gibbons into long driving positions to start off drives.
From their own 8, 1st and 10, the first Gibbons snaps of the second half after the defense came through. And this time, play action fake. Connor Clark has not carried the ball a whole lot this year. Gets it out to the 10, a pickup actually of just 1 to the 9.
Quentin Williamson has had a really nice ball game, kind of patrolling the middle of this defense from his linebacker position, just eating up ball tacklers.
10th tackle of the game a moment ago. So he's in double digits. Trying to get B-stick going. No gain for the senior, trying to go out as state champion. We mentioned Quentin Williamson averaging 13 tackles over the last 3 games during the playoff run. Double digits in stops tonight. Third down and 9. They're going to have to go to the air here. Nice delivery across the middle, and it's pushed out across the 20-yard line. Fortney with the first down signal, and the Crusaders move the chains. Fortney, his second reception.
Well, this is perfect execution. Look at Clark just scanning the field, and then Fortney coming across the middle where he knows there's going to be contact, just sitting down in that open zone and coming up with a huge play.
12 yards. First down for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. You have a spot. Take your shot. Well, they'll go back to the ground and some running room. A lane opening there for Shepard as he ran behind his left guard, Joey Oliveri. And downfield, tackle was made by Jordan Watkins.
Oliveri, James Caramonico as well, number 75, clearing out a path. And Shepard's a stud. I mean, he's just patient as he waits for the hold into the belt, and then he's got the extra gear to take it along, just dragging these linebackers on for a couple extra yards.
A rip of 10 and another first down from the 31. B-Stick on the end around. Nice sidestep. B-Stick trying to make some room for himself. And we've got 3 first down plays in a row now for Gibbons.
But I like how Gibbons is getting the playmakers the ball. We saw Fortney, then Shepard, now B-Stick in the motion here, getting these guys out on the perimeter. And that's a good cutback by B-Stick to recognize the defense flowing over towards the right, bringing it back towards the left.
And that's a 15-yard gain for an NCHSAA first down. First and 10. Close to midfield. Shepard again is getting a lot of work here tonight. He's going to sleep very soundly tonight, I believe. After a celebration if his team were to win, of course. But he's got a lot of work, and he's closing in on 100 yards. Picked up 2 there. With a couple of receivers to the left and a couple of backs, including B-Stick, who's so versatile, able to lunge ahead. Good pursuit down the line by the Whirlies.
Well, there, Travis Shaw had a double team, and he didn't make the play, but he held up enough blockers to just kind of create traffic. That allowed the secondary to flow over the top to make the play. So that's what Shaw can do, is impact the ball game in so many different ways, things you don't see on the stat sheet, but it helps out his teammates with all the attention that he creates.
He's got 5 tackles here tonight. Connor, what a grab by B-Stick. First down, able to negotiate his way into Whirley's territory, and right now Gibbons has got something going.
I love this play call. See here, quick little screen pass to Beast to get him on the run. The defensive line usually got in the backfield, but that was designed to allow that middle of the field to be wide open. You get Beastick on a crossing route, that's a win for Cardinal Gibbons.
And that for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. You have a spot, take your shot. A forward pitch, B-Stick trying to pick his way. Going to be brought down for no gain. 10th play of this drive, the first one for Cardinal Gibbons of the second half upcoming, and they are burning a lot of clock. This is closing in on 5.5 minutes, elapsing off of this third period play clock here. Clark. Thompson pursuing him. Had a defender in his face and threw it away. Intended for Maverick Shotwell, the junior.
For the Whirlies, they're changing up the looks. And that last play, only 3 rushers. Everybody else dropping in coverage. That's a tough look for Clark because he's had to diagnose how many rushers are coming, what coverage am I looking at there. Everybody just kind of fell back. They were sitting in zones, and there was nowhere to go with the ball.
Stay tuned. Coming up following the conclusion of the broadcast, we'll be showcasing the Hardee's Feed Your Happy play of the game. Gibbons on 3rd down. Another interception nearly, and here comes a flag. B-Stick getting entangled with Williamson. Was in and out of the hands of Curtin as well. Jay, they started out 0 for their first 6 on 3rd down. They had converted 5 of their last 6 before that penalty came in on the play. So Gibbons starting very slowly to get the offense, some of the rust knocked off and get going. This is going to go against the Whirlies.
Defense, number 25. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
So that advances the ball to the 28.
Easy call right there. And again, for Gibbons, seen a lot of good things on this drive, but you talked about 3rd down conversions. They got it there through penalty, but they've got to improve on that aspect here in the second half.
5 penalties now on both sides. Nifty move, some nice running by Shepard. Outside the numbers, he will not be denied. He makes it to the 11, 17 yards, and a first down run. And he barrels his way into the American Military University red zone. Rise to the challenge with the degree from American Military University. You'll learn from the leader.
Stephen Wright is feeding the ball to Shepard. He's been the best playmaker so far here, and he's really taken over the load here, especially in the second half on this drive with these big play opportunities on the ground. And those things that he does with the ball in his hands, you can't teach that, the cutbacks and the quickness.
109 yards for him. Now B-Stick, and hanging on to his undershirt is Watkins. And B-Stick, maybe a yard. They still call it an undershirt, Jay. Am I showing my age here on my birthday?
You are a little bit, but I'll tell you, you're only 43.
No.
So you're still pretty young.
No. We have a player down for the Whirlies. Let's hope that's just cramps. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance was rated as the #1 auto insurer and the only A+ rated company in the nation per Crash Network's 2020 Insurer Report Card. When you have a claim, be sure to have A+ auto insurance from Farm Bureau. Helping you is what we do best.
You've been in an accident. The insurance company will say your injuries will heal well enough. But is it really well enough when you can't lift your child? At Riddle & Brantley, we'll fight for your compensation for today's injuries and tomorrow's losses. Riddle & Brantley, when justice counts.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance was rated as the #1 auto insurer and the only A+ rated company in the nation per Crash Network's 2020 Insurer Report Card. When you have a claim, be sure to have A+ auto insurance from Farm Bureau. Helping you is what we do best.
West Shore Home presents our player of the game. We'll have that for you near the conclusion of tonight's broadcast. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. They continue to work on the injured Grimsley player. We'll have more details on that on the other side.
Game day is upon us, when hopeful throngs of couch-bound conquistadors band together for the agony and ecstasy of football fandom. When the palate-pleasing pleasure of wings, burgers, and bratwurst is eclipsed only by the sweet taste of victory. So find your lucky seat on the sofa, and remember, you make a better door than a window. Ingles, your official sponsor of food and football.
When it comes to North Carolina Medicaid, you now have different paths to care. NC Medicaid Managed Care lets you choose a health plan with the providers and services best for you. Enroll by May 14th. Just go to ncmedicaidplans.gov or call 833-870-5500. With NC Medicaid Managed Care, all paths lead to better health.
North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship broadcast. It's presented by West Shore Home. Coming up later in the broadcast, the drive of the game. It is brought to you by a Legacy Federal Credit Union. Be your best you at a Legacy Federal Credit Union. Making his way off is Sincere Burnett, one of their senior leaders. We mentioned that he has been really huge for this team during a playoff run. It appears possibly to be just cramps. There's Darrell Brown. You cannot say enough about what he did. He had to make a tough decision a handful of years ago. His alma mater, Southern Guilford, he was the head coach there for a decade. Decided to go to Grimsley after they called and asked for an interview, and he has them in the state championship game here. Oh, the snap over the head of Clark. He's able to recover. And Shaw getting back there to him to make sure he's down. So on the 14th snap of this drive, there's some problems with a high snap there.
This could have been a catastrophe. It's the ball handling here, especially inside the red zone. A big moment of the ball game. Gibbons lucky to jump on the ball. They've got to regroup here on 3rd and 17.
Well, they have the ball at the 18-yard line after the 8-yard loss. Little screen action here for B-Stick. He's able to get it back close to the 10. So B-Stick on the reception. That's his 6th catch. Still be 4th and long. And a big decision here on this drive that has consumed nearly 7 minutes of the 3rd quarter. They're going to take a timeout and talk it over. Let me go back to Darrell Brown of Grimsley here really quick, Jay. You know, his granddad's name is on the stadium at his alma mater, Southern Guilford. The great C.K. Sider, and he's the head coach and A.D. there for a number of years. And it wasn't like he was leaving a terrible situation. It's his alma mater. And he was coming to a program, as we noted earlier in the broadcast, that for a decade was dormant. Had only averaged about 2 wins a year. He got there a couple of tough 4-7 seasons back-to-back, but last year they were 12-2, and here they are undefeated. And a big play for his defense. Likewise, a big play for the Gibbons offense here. 4th down and 10 here late in the 3rd.
This will be an interesting decision coming up for the Crusaders. You kick the field goal, or do you be aggressive here? I think Stephen Wright, is going to go for it here and be aggressive. I mean, in this situation, you don't know how many times you're going to get back in the red zone, even though it's 4th and 10. I look for Gibbons here to try to look to attack the middle of the field. Try to find B-Stick crossing over the middle. We've seen him on some crossing routes find a way to get open.
Coach Wright, who played at Central Florida for 4 years, was an analyst for the Tar Heel football program here for a season. Clark for the end zone. Off the hands of B-Stick. Defended by Watkins. Jay, they went to their best offensive player.
They did. It was a corner route, and it was open. It was a good throw by Clark. They just couldn't connect, but the offensive line holding up front. That's all you can ask for. Good arc on this ball. B-Stick gave his best effort. This ball just a little bit high, and he couldn't bring it in. A missed opportunity, but that was a perfect setup by the coaching staff. getting Beestick on the corner route. And you can see Stephen Wright over there saying, hey, we'll get the next one. That's a good job. Everybody did their job. We couldn't come back from that and get that ball in there, but we've got to keep our heads in the ball game here. Still plenty of time to go.
Grimsley with the lead, and they'll take over. 3 minutes to go in the third, and they're going to pound the football on the ground. It is Alonzo Barnett the third. Pick up of 3, 2nd and 7. Well, with more on Coach Brown, Aaron Summers.
Patrick, you talked about Coach Brown coming to this program, wanting to build it from the ground up, and he said that when he said yes to the job, it was about battling the culture before they could even talk about football. But they really started to develop the attitude and the belief that they could compete and win consistently. Grimsley has become a program that's had a lot of success, last year winning the conference championship, and now here in his 5th year leading the program, playing for a state championship.
Thank you, Aaron. 10 yards for Melton. And it'll be a North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down. You have a spot. Take your shot. Melton near side. Turning the corner. Change of direction. Penalty marker. Ball on the turf. It's recovered at midfield by the Crusaders. Let's see how this transaction goes. Gibbons likely to decline it if it's against the Whirlies.
Blocking the back. Offense. That penalty is declined. First down, Cardinal Gibbons.
So Gibbons gets the football back. There's the block in the back. Does he cough it up here, or did somebody get a hand on it?
Yeah, there's the block in the back, and then as he's running here, the ball's just going to pop out right there. And Jake Ladd's going to jump on it. But that was good hustle by the whole defense. And then Ethan Grace coming over and knocking that ball loose.
That's a defensive end making the play. Here's a safety option as they throw it out to Beestick. Connor Clark wanted to go downfield, but he had Beestick as the safety valve, and he's able to gain positive yardage from midfield and gets it into Grimsley territory. Ball will be advanced to the 43. A little bit of a huddle there, Jay. A rarity in today's game, right?
Yeah, they've been playing up-tempo for the most part of this game.
Shepard cuts it back. Shepard. He'll have a first down run. A gain of 11.
I think for Cardinal Gibbons here, you've got to continue to feed Shepard, force Grimsley to stop him, and when they bring that extra defender up in the box, then you can hit the secondary over the top. But continue to run the ball and churn up yards on the ground.
NCHSAA first down as they move the sticks. Beestick again. He's done a really fine job of bottling him up tonight, yet he's still making plays. Brock Beestick. And it's Shaw this time, getting a hand in there. Pick up of 4, second down and 6.
The thing I really like about this Gibbons offense is the variety in their play calling. The jet sweeps, the quick little flips, running in between the tackle. They're showing the defense many different looks.
Beestick. You're not going to win a whole lot of foot races with Grimsley defensively. Especially, Jay, if you're trying to go east-west and not north-south on them. North-south is no picnic. And it's pretty miraculous. B-Stick was able to pick up a couple there, actually 3 to get to the 25. But pursuing you down the line is something that the Whirlies have perfected.
Yeah, that's where they excel at. And not only are they quick, but they play so hard. They do not allow extra yards because of their team speed.
Clark, 11 of 24. And he'll be intercepted for the second time tonight. They had a man on a post, but a sensational job there by Caleb Curtin to reel in his 8th interception of the year, one-handed.
We'll see Curtin here again. He'll be at Elon. He's committed to play close to Greensboro for the Phoenix, and going back there, great hand-eye coordination, falling back in coverage. Look at him read the eyes of Clark, seeing the receiver on the crossing route, going back in there, falling back and catching that ball in his lap. Outstanding play, and Curtin's getting the chain over there. Well-deserved for him coming through there as Gibbons has another drive that gets stalled.
He's had that chain around his neck a lot this year. And here's Melton to try to salt away some of this third quarter clock. Jael Melton closing in on 800 yards coming in. His big game came against East Forsyth when they knocked him out of the playoffs, 147 yards. Now, he has rushed for a score in 4 straight games, but so far tonight, 7 carries and now 49 yards. Second and 9. Barnett, quick pass, ahead to the 15. And another fantastic play made defensively for Gibbons by Malcolm Reed, the senior.
He's been a star in the secondary.
Fourth quarter. Still a 14-2 game. A Gibbons turnover. Curtin giving the momentum back to the Whirlies as the fourth quarter about to get underway in Chapel Hill.
Wake up with Hardee's.
The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Fluffy egg, crispy bacon, and melty cheese. All wrapped up in a warm tortilla. The $3 bacon, egg, and cheese burrito. Part of Hardee's 2-3 more breakfast menu. Feed your happy.
I knew that I was going to be a firefighter. The best way to make myself competitive would be through a bachelor degree. All of the classes have given me extensive knowledge beyond what the Fire Academy would have given us. The faculty was just so amazing. Most of them were already firefighters, fire chiefs. My education has opened so many doors for me, it is absolutely priceless. From the day I received my honorable discharge to the day I went to work for a county fire department was 2 weeks. My name is Earl Day, and I am an AMU graduate.
The biggest comedy stars.
Marijuana may help you what?
Eat all the cupcakes.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
In order to prevent sexual harassment claims, employers may consider banning
John Lovitz.
It's the comedy game show.
You can major in wine.
I'm homeschooled.
Funny you should ask.
Weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on MyRDC 28.
For homicide detectives, the first 48 hours is everything.
We're investigating murder.
Once that line is breached without a lead,
Who pulled the trigger?
the odds of solving a case are cut in half.
911, what is your emergency?
I just saw someone get shot.
Try to make some sense out of this.
The victim's handgun.
I've been awake 36 hours, and it's absolutely worth it to bring this case to a close.
Weekdays at 10.
What flavors are you chasing? Hand-seasoned Angus beef? A1 sauce? Words written in cursive? Luxury you eat with your hands. Try the new Steakhouse Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A state championship broadcast. It's presented by West Shore Home. I'm Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder is alongside Aaron Summers down on the sidelines of the Keenan Stadium turf. Since becoming Grimsley High School, they have not won a state title. They're looking for that to add to the trophy case tonight. 3rd down and 3. Barnett with a strike. And it's going to be enough for a first down. Duncan's on the reception.
He's had a really good ball game. Good play design there. Knowing where the down and distance is, getting just enough by Duncan to get past that first down line, focusing on the ball and executing to make the play.
Duncan's is their leading receiver tonight with his 4th catch. NC 529 first down. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education with the NC 529 plan. And Barnett keeps it himself. Dozier in on another tackle for Gibbons. And there's Leary. He was also in the vicinity. Loss of 1. They haven't talked about this offensive line tonight a whole lot, but they've got a couple of sophomores and a junior on it. They've had some moments where Gibbons has put some pressure on Barnett, but this is a time for them to shine. Bouncing out, Melton, and he is pushed out of bounds just across the 25.
Yeah, this offensive line, 4th quarter, you've got to ice the clock. You're in the driver's seat to win this ball game. You know that Grimsley is going to really pound the rock here. This is what you want. If you're up front here, you want to gain leverage and win in the trenches. And when the defense knows you're running the ball, if you can impose your will, you're going to win this ball game. This is a young group, still going to grow here in the next couple of years with so many guys coming back next year. They're a group that's going to continue to get better and really grow into the strength of this team.
2 of 8 on 3rd down are the Whirlies. Barnett eluding the grasp of one, runs by another, and then a third, lunges ahead. First down, Grimsley.
Patrick, he's the X factor in this offense. When nothing's there, he makes something happen right there. Should have been a sack, but he's got the quickness to get away and get those extra yards, the hidden yardage. And he just has this innate ability to feel that pressure in the pocket and get out.
Rattles off 8 there. First down for the NC 529 plan. Melton, oh, a nice cut. Melton back the other way. Melton to midfield. And Melton with a first down scamper. He's got quicks. It's 19 yards. This is a thing of beauty, Jay.
Well, look at the offensive line. Just pushing their way up front. And then Melton, you know, again with the cutback, dragging on these tacklers, getting the extra yardage. He's had an impressive senior season, only a junior. Guy is going to have a big senior year next year.
Up to 75 yards here. And he and his classmate Barnett keeping things on the ground. Barnett back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half yard. And it's going to be another third down. Barnett has been impressive on this drive, Jay. A pass for a first down, a run for a first down. And you hit the nail on the head earlier. It's a tough recruiting year for a lot of seniors, but for juniors, they're going to start to get seen here in the coming months, camps, and this guy's going to have a lot of opportunities. Airs it out here. Flag comes in. Reed batting it away from Duncan. And this penalty marker will likely go against the Gibbons defense.
Based off the reaction, it looks like pass interference. Patrick Gibbons brought the house there, loading the box up with pressure coming in Barnett's face.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both against the defense. Holding, number 12. That penalty is declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 90. It's an automatic first down, 15 yards from the previous spot.
That's tough on Ethan Grace. He's had such a good night defensively.
See here as Barnett gets rid of this ball. 4 defenders in his face. Not a lot of contact there.
You mean with
hands to the face?
Yeah. Listen, that's what it was. You were talking about the quarterback there in that instance with not a lot of contact, right? 10 now from the 31. Melton kicks it outside. Melton, a first down, as he'll get inside the red zone on a gain of 12. A very workmanlike drive here for Grimsley. And he totes the football to the American Military University red zone. Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. Gibbons went on a long drive that came up with no points in the third quarter, and now the Whirlies are trying to salt this one away with a prolonged drive. Their 11th play. Barnett outside. Barnett. And he'll be close to the first down, out of bounds at the 9.
And Barnett using his feet. Great opportunities to get extra yardage on this drive. In the third down conversions, the slow pace to melt this clock. The zone read again, just following the blockers up front. Enough of a path. And Barnett doing the rest.
NC 5-29 plan first down. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. First and goal from the 9. Milton. Twisting and turning and finding pay dirt. And for Melton, 5 straight games now with a touchdown, his 10th rushing this year, and it's for Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve. Ooh.
Look at this blocking up front, number 8 and number 75. Nick Richardson, the right tackle, pulling. Lawson Albright clearing out his man on the cut block, and then Melton just following those guys up front and powering into the end zone. What a drive, melting the clock and then converting for the touchdown.
Well, I'm not so sure what they're discussing here, Jay. Now we see there is a penalty marker down, so hold everything. Here we go.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 55. Wrong way. Number 55 of the offense. That foul will be enforced on the kickoff. Number 55 has been disqualified.
Well, that's the senior left tackle, Fael Nankasi. His backup is Jaden Stanton, who's a freshman. He might be moving some players around, though, but right now an 18-point game. The Crusaders have been held out of the end zone here tonight, and they came in averaging over 41 points per outing. Jake Henry's third try will be nudged through, and we will take a timeout. An impressive drive by the Whirlies. 21-2. They lead by 19. North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State broadcast presented by West Shore Home from Chapel Hill.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in North Carolina.
This message presented by the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and the North Carolina Athletic Directors Association.
The biggest comedy stars.
Marijuana may help you what?
Eat all the cupcakes.
Wall-to-wall laughs.
In order to prevent sexual harassment claims, employers may consider banning
John Lovitz.
It's the comedy game show.
You can major in wine.
I'm homeschooled.
Funny you should ask.
Weeknights at 10 and 10:30 on MyRDC 28.
"11 plays, 92 yards, and 4 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. Melton making it into the end zone. And Jay now 21-2 in favor of the Whirlies in the 4A state championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home.
How about the playmaking ability of Barnett on that last drive? Mixing in the run and the pass. Melton finishing things off on the ground. That dual threat ability has put so much pressure on the defense all night long.
Kick angled from the 32-yard line. And the return is trying to reverse field there as Evans picks up an extra 5 for his effort following the kickoff for the Pitt County Health Department. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. Cardinal Gibbons with under 8 minutes remaining. They'll face a 1st and 10 here, down 3 scores. They have 176 yards of total offense here tonight. To the air, the southpaw completes it. And it's going to be a 1st down into Grimsley territory. Fortney with the catch, and they hurry to the line.
They're going to have to play up-tempo here, and really to get back in this ballgame, they're going to have to hit some big plays and manage the clock. You can see they're getting the signals over from the sideline to get the snap off.
And a man in his face. Oh, lobbed it over. Dragged in. Shot well. End zone. Touchdown, Gibbons. They're back in the ball game after that Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue touchdown. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve.
This is speed of Maverick Shotwell out up at the top of the screen. Beautiful ball by Clark with pressure in his face. It's a skinny post, and Shotwell just boxed out his defender there. Had an extra step and an over-the-shoulder catch, and you said up-tempo style. Now Gibbons, with that sense of urgency, comes through here with the big play. Those 2 timeouts, still plenty of time to come back.
Water bucket, they'll throw for 2, and it's going to be short. So chasing points perhaps a little there. A wry smile there from Coach Wright. For Shotwell, that was his 1st touchdown reception of the spring season. And it's a 21-8 score. Back to Kenan Stadium after these words.
Can't stop, won't stop.
My RDC Spotlight on Judge Mathis with my story.
Everybody deserves a second chance, but you also deserve not to be taken advantage of. If you've got a family member down on their luck and you want to help them out, do it. But only if it won't put you in financial hardship. And if they say they're going to pay you back when they get their tax returns, run, because you know that's a lie.
One of the many people on My RDC giving us their My Story.
This is a show where every word counts.
Really?
Yeah.
Wild dog.
Weeknights at 11 on My RDC 28.
Cardinal Gibbons going for 2. They came up empty. And it's a 21-8 game. They went to B-stick there, and we'll talk a little more about this. Let's look at our play of the game, though, for Hardee's. Feed your happy. This is a great interception with Gibbons driving. Curtin picks off an opposition's quarterback for the 8th time. Jay, we got to look at that 2-point try in the commercial. They put it in the hands of B-Stick. He had Jake Taylor open, just left it short, but chasing points can kind of be a tough thing, can it?
Well, it can be, and we'll see here little
onside try that they were unable to get a bounce off the turf, kind of sent it skyward. Let's look at it again, Jay.
Well, and here, just look at the ball being snapped here, and then the misdirection trying to hide the ball. B-Stick had it all along. He just kind of hit it. Perfect setup. It was there. It was wide open. And yes, Gibbons was trying to maybe chase points. But when you have an excellent play call, that should have been executed. Everything was set up to perfection. They just didn't execute.
Excellent work by our guys in the truck. Great job, folks. So the Whirlies not out of the woods yet. Barnett straight ahead. He'll gain 1. Malcolm Reed and Jake Ladd teaming to make the tackle. Barnett tonight, 23 yards on the ground, 81 through the air. Coach Darryl Brown and the old Steve Logan Crouch. Melton. And some conservative play calling here from the Whirlies in a 13-point game midway through the 4th.
Well, it's all about execution here on 3rd down. Can you pick this up and extend the drive, or is Gibbons going to win and get off the field? And the contrast in styles, the slow motion here of Grimsley snapping the ball on the opposite side, the Crusaders up-tempo running quickly to the line. And here this clock is continuing to burn and shorten this game up.
Play clock at 10. It'll be below 6 minutes when they snap it here. Catch is made at the 45. A big hit. That's Will Mason. And Tyson Resper, after he made the catch. He had a big game for them last time out. 6 grabs, 147 yards. Both season best efforts for that young man, but he has been held in check tonight with just 1 catch before that reception. 4th down and 1. Crusaders with a couple of timeouts. Whirlies with all 3. Might go to a hard count here. Play clock. Oh, it's a quick kick. And that will take a 90-degree bounce out of bounds at the 25. So a 30-yard punt. Well, if the Whirlies are able to hang on here, Jay, our drive of the game will be part of the reason why. It was the drive that put them ahead at the time, 21-2. An 11-play, yard drive that went 445. Melton and a healthy diet of Barnett controlling the clock, but Melton was very impressive here running the football on that drive.
They kept the ball on the ground, used the clock, and then just road graded up front. And Melton finished things off here, diving into the end zone. But that was impressive by the offensive line, taking over and winning in the trenches.
Back to live action. It's going to be 2nd and 10. A incomplete pass on first down by Connor Clark. Drive of the game brought to you by Legacy Federal Credit Union. Be your best you at a Legacy Federal Credit Union. Connor Clark, 2nd and 10. And it's going to be knocked away almost. The 3rd interception of the game that time. Getting all up in there is Sincere Burnett. He left the game earlier in the half with cramps. Almost brought this one in.
Well, this is a tough throw from the opposite hash thrown across the field. You're right. That really should have been an interception. I think Gibbons has to attack the middle of the field, split this cover 2 defense, and try to hit a wide receiver on a post route.
3rd down for the Crusaders. Bopped in the air, taken out of the air, but dropped. They wanted B-stick. And it was dropped by Watkins. Let's take another look.
Ball shot up in the air. I mean, look at this. It's off the hands and the helmet. Ball probably went up in the air 10 yards. Missed opportunity for Grimsley.
Yeah, misspoke there. It was shot well, actually. We're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Throwing, intercepted. Curtin with another pick. His 2nd of the game. It's going to be 6. Caleb Curtin, the 6', 185-pound senior, drew the bead. And he has an interception in every round of the playoffs. That one earlier, which was sensational, and then this one, the run after. We've talked, Jay, about a lot of the players on this defense, but Caleb Curtin, as the point after is true, and it's a 20-point game.
He's come throughout this playoff run, and here tonight, playing one of the best ball games of his career. 2 interceptions. The closer here coming in, finishing things off. That interception with the run after in the end zone, and he's been such a star, playing both ways. And in the secondary, with his height, with his frame, and his ball skills, he's been an all-star throughout his career.
Gibbons losing to East Forsyth last year by 3 in the 4A title game. And it was East Forsyth who knocked off Grimsley the week before. Now the Whirlies trying to win another one for the West in the 4A classification. The team's undefeated coming in. Gibbons has got to get ready to come back out with the offense. Jay, got to go quick here, and you hope you get a good return.
Yeah, it starts on special teams here to help out your offense. And you know that the Whirlies aren't going to give you a clean return. They're going to do a squib kick, try to pin you back and limit the return. But at this point, you just got to play up-tempo again, try to attack the middle of the field, get some big plays. Just keep your head in the game, take it play by play.
Henry's kick Evans this time inside the 20. Looking for a seam, and he'll be pushed out of bounds after a return of 17. So a couple of interceptions tonight. Grimsley's fumbled it away a couple of times. The turnover battle even. And 3 interceptions. Check that for Cardinal Gibbons in this game. So +1 on the turnover margin for Grimsley. And we have a timeout taken. Stephen Wright, 13 wins in the playoffs, a 4-time conference coach of the year. He's talking with his team right now during this timeout. Started his coaching at North Carolina as an assistant with Broughton. And then he was the head coach for a handful of years at North Raleigh Christian. Time now for our West Shore Home Player of the Game. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Caleb Curtin, we've talked a lot about Shaw on this defense, Thompson in the first half, but it's a player from the Worley secondary who takes home our Player of the Game honors in this championship broadcast.
He's been all over the field, just creating havoc, reading the eyes, and it's evident to see the talent that Curtin has. What he's been able to do tonight is just locking down these wide receivers and coming up with big plays and jumping in passing lanes.
They wanted Shotwell again. It's incomplete. Let's send it downstairs to Aaron Summer.
Patrick, this Grimsley defense is just a very tight unit. Their defensive coordinator, Rigsby, said they're like a family. They absolutely play for one another and love to see each other succeed. It's not about one of them having a successful night. It's about all of them coming together as a unit for the win.
Well, they've done that tonight, undoubtedly. And they're still flying around the football out there. Jay, this is an impressive group to watch. They have a lot of moxie, but they work really, really hard.
They do. And you know, the thing that really stands out to me is you see the talent. It's evident. It jumps off the screen when you watch them play. But they're disciplined. They play hard. Everybody flies to the football. This is a deep unit.
Clark to the air again. And he completes a pass to the 45. Brought in by Fortney. And they'll operate now in Grimsley territory. It's an NC 529 planned first down. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Clark, plenty of time, heaves it out. Just another interception there for Curtin.
And Patrick, in this ball game, it's a tough task for Clark in this offense because you can get pressure with your Grimsley from your front three, so you can drop everybody back in coverage. So there's not a lot of open spaces in this zone defense, and then you can get that pressure up front. So it's tough to find those open gaps in passing lanes.
Draw play. Haven't really been able to go on the ground here. You see Shaw there in this comeback mode that they're in now. Shepard able to carry it ahead on first down. Clock, however, keeps rolling inside of 3.5 minutes. Grimsley needed a little magic last week to get here. And for Grimsley High School, their first state championship appearance since '05. Clark across his body. He's going to get intercepted again. This time it's picked off by Williams. We do have a flag.
After the play, unsportsmanlike, 21 of the defense. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
Marker going against Williams after he made the defensive play.
This is a big secondary. Williams 6'3" on the outside. Again, they know that Gibbons is going to be throwing the ball. They're just sitting back and reading the eyes of Clark. Williams jumping in the passing lane. Good recognition. You want that penalty after the play. Williams has been really good. He's been solid in coverage all night long.
Khalil Williams with the INT. And they're going to pound the football with Melton.
First down. This offensive line, Patrick, has really progressed throughout the ballgame. Early on in the first half, we are talking predominantly about this Crusaders D-line winning up front, but here in the second half, the O-line has really settled down and they've won up front.
Melton over 100 yards with this carry. Jay, he got off to a kind of a slow start, but he's seemed to get really going downhill more and more as the game has worn on.
Well, and I think that works hand in hand with the offensive line. At the start of the ball game, there weren't a lot of creases open. There was getting penetration into the backfield. There was nowhere to run. But as this game has worn on and Grimsley's maintained the lead in time of possession, they've just gotten stronger and stronger up front, and running backs, the more carries they get, the better they get throughout the ball game.
Melton this time trying to sideswipe the defender. Nice job by Cooling to stay with him. And the Crusaders burn a timeout here. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. A lot would certainly have to happen for Gibbons at this point, but if they do stop them here and force a punt, that's at least a step in the right direction. But again, a lot of things would have to happen here in the final 2 minutes. The offense would clearly have to get going. You'd have to be able to score and get the ball back. But if you're wondering why Gibbons is taking a timeout here, that's part of the reason. I'm not sure what Shaw is saying there, Jay, but if he were speaking to me, I'd listen.
He's got a strong voice. You know, and Patrick, going into this ball game and just watching some highlights of Shaw, he's a very vocal player down there. And I was watching him, and his leadership ability is something that really stood out to me. And you can see him really being a leader down on the sideline.
Barnett sliding like he was legging out a double. It picks up a first down. And the Whirlies eliminate any doubt that the Crusaders may have had there of perhaps pulling a little magic of their own on a Friday night. NC 529 first down with the NC 529 plan. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education.
Well, for Patrick, both of these teams, they've been through so much adversity this season, and just to get to this point is such a huge accomplishment. And Grimsley is going to close out this game and win the state championship. Cardinal Gibbons has been excellent throughout the year, and tonight's not going to go their way. But they've got a lot to be proud of, and Darryl Brown, his team has come into Chapel Hill. They're going to come away with a big team win. They've been outstanding in all 3 phases.
Here on Manico with one of the final plays of his high school career. Has over 20 tackles for loss. Picks up another one there. And Alonzo Barnett III will take a knee. They're looking for Coach Brown. He knows it.
That's great.
Well, certainly Coach Wright has led Cardinal Gibbons to be one of the more formidable Class 4A teams in the state. But Coach Darryl Brown building a program with a lot of proud tradition. And he has now taken them for the first time since they were Greensboro High School to a state championship, the Whirlies. How wonderful it is. Their defensive effort tonight, good as advertised, Jay.
Yeah, and this offense for the Crusaders has been explosive all season long, high-powered. They've been able to drive down the field on most of their opponents, but tonight this defense won. You know, all three levels, the defensive line got pressure on Clark. The linebackers were fast in run support, and then the secondary, when they knew it was a passing situation, they sat in coverage and read the eyes of Clark and made big plays. And they were led by Curtin, who was outstanding tonight.
Gibbons held below their yards per game average in total offense by more than 100 yards. Darryl Brown, state champion. He's with Aaron Summers.
Coach, you held a team that scores over 30 points a game to just 8. What stands out to you most about your team's defensive effort tonight?
Just the heart and the toughness that they played with. We had several guys that were hurting pretty bad tonight. Sincere Burnett, Travis Shaw hurt his shoulder, and they were looking at him at halftime. But those guys just continue to play hard and play together, and they've been the backbone of our football team all year. Coach Rigsby and his staff does a great job working with our defensive guys, but I just thought we played really, really tough the second half.
You came here to build a program. How emotional is this moment for you, winning a state championship?
Yeah, it's pretty emotional. We got a bunch of great kids and a bunch of really good coaches that are very loyal and work really hard. And I couldn't be happier for them.
What will you remember most about this senior class?
Well, these guys, I'm tell you what, they've had a great run. Most of them have been varsity players for 3 years since their sophomore year. They've done everything that we've asked out of them. The best thing about them, they're a bunch of leaders that they're going to leave Grimsley High School and they're going to go and do great things.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Two great coaches and two really first-class programs. They forced four turnovers tonight, 4 interceptions did the Grimsley defense. And they're the 4A state champions in 2021.
After a long day, find a pocket of peace with Pray.com's bedtime Bible stories. Sleep soundly to the word of the Lord. Download Pray.com right now, the #1 app for prayer and sleep.
On the journey to better health, NC Medicaid Managed Care offers many paths to get there. You still get all the care your family needs, but you can choose a health plan with the doctors and services you want. Enroll by May 14th. Just find the plan that's right for you and sign up. We're here to help. Go to ncmedicaidplans.gov or call 833-870-5500. NC Medicaid Managed Care. Your choice, your care.
Hello. I'm the new guy. Tell me about this epic stuffed crust pizza.
It's made with fresh, never frozen dough, hand-stuffed with cheese.
Good job. All right, you called me. It is me.
No, I knew it was you.
Let me hear you say epic stuffed crust.
Epic stuffed crust!
Hey, Gunner. Guess what? I just got a foster family.
Oh, that's great, Lily. How'd they find you?
Through Cause for Paws. Apparently, it was pretty easy.
Huh. I wonder why I never get picked.
Aw, someone will pick you soon.
No, they won't.
Maybe you just need some pizzazz. Something that makes you pop.
Like this?
America's Court with Judge Ross.
All rise.
You want him to pay $628?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, knock my socks off.
Daytime Emmy nominated for Outstanding Legal Courtroom Program.
Pay her her money. Pay it now.
Judge Ross is back with all new cases.
Prove your case.
Before I broke out the window.
Stop.
And the same attitude.
I'm confused. Unconfuse me.
America's Court with Judge Ross.
Your matter's dismissed. Case closed.
New episodes coming this fall.
In this day and age of COVID, of course, the amount of folks able to attend limited, but tonight officially considered a sellout. Lots of fans from Greensboro making the trip, several from nearby Raleigh, at the midway point between the two cities here at Chapel Hill. A little more than that, but still very close, and they brought a lot of fans. Shepard being honored there with some of the post-game superlatives for his effort tonight. He really ran the ball hard for the Crusaders. But it's the Whirlies defensively, Jay, who really led the way here tonight, creating 4 turnovers in this game. And they did a fantastic job here this evening. Actually got outgained in the game, but it's that defense that came through time and time again.
Yeah, if you win the turnover battle, most likely you're going to win the ball game. And they set their offense up in so many positive field position opportunities for short drives. You know, for both of these teams, so much hard work, time together they've put in to this season to make it to this point. And what a huge accomplishment it is to make to the state championship game. These are memories they're going to remember forever, and relationships with their coaches and their teammates that are going to be special down the road in years to come. But for Grimsley to come through with a total team effort led by their defense, this was an impressive victory.
Melton with 116 yards tonight, and the most valuable player of this Class 4A state championship game is going to go to Alonzo Barnett III. He ran for 30 yards tonight, threw for 87, ran for a touchdown, threw for 1. And the junior who transferred in, capping a very successful inaugural year for Grimsley. Well, all of us would like to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors and the folks at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Also, these broadcast sponsor partners: West Shore Home, Hardy, American Military University, a Legacy Federal Credit Union, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, North Carolina Assists NC 529, Duke University Health Systems, and Ingalls Markets. All of these sponsor partners, through their contributions to the program, make these championship games possible for viewers at home. For Jay Sonhalter and Aaron Summers and our entire crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. Grimsley, your Class 4A champions of the 2021 spring season.
If someone puts you on to a Mickey D's breakfast sandwich, it's only proper to get them one in return. Hey, that's the rule. And now, you can get them a savory sausage McMuffin with egg for just $2. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Matchsticks, matchbox, matching tie to matching socks. You don't know why, but you're really special to match point, match game. You and I are not the same, but I can tell that you're really special to me. There is something I can give to make you laugh, to help you live. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me. We're the perfect match, and you're really special to me.
Justice is doing a double take.
I think you're a liar.
Sir, the game is over. With the People's Court with Judge Marilyn Millian and Judge Mathis.
I'm riveted by this.
The People's Court brings the hammer down.
You know what I think? I think you're a crook. Pay the lady back the money you ripped her off of.
And Judge Mathis keeps it real.
She hates me now because I'm dating her ex-husband, Peter. Her kids live with us.
He took her husband and her kids.
2 great court shows on 1 great station.
on My RDC.